Sacs at Dadeville. I think this is a bigger game for Sacs than it is for Dadeville. But Sacs needs to pick up a region win on the road.
Yeah, and of course they scored over 40 points 2 out of 3 games this year. They had the one game against Sylvania that where they were not
just kind of stumbled.
I'm not sure what happened there. That was on the road, but yeah, somebody's going to have to tell me Sacs can't do it until I'm going to have to see it before I believe it.
All right, Donahoe at Wadley. That's Wadley upset Spring Garden this past week. I don't know that we could call it an upset, but that's a team that went deep last year, and they go up to Spring Garden and shut them out 9-0, and now what can Donahoe do with the Bulldogs?
Well, I mean, Wadley. They lost 2,000-yard rushers from last year.
Right.
So they were another team that had a lot of young skill that had to find itself. And it didn't necessarily find itself on the offensive end against Spring Garden. The points they scored in that game were kind of by hook and crook.
Isn't this Wadley's first home game of the season this week?
I'm not sure about that. I know they opened up against 2 2A teams.
All right, well, we're getting the wrap-up from the production desk over here. Munford at Talladega, guys. Big region game for both of them. More so for Munford, I think, than Talladega.
Based on everything we've seen so far, you have to think Munford in that one. Talladega looks like they've got to build, and Bill Smith has some work to do there.
And can can Plainview do anything at Piedmont Friday night?
At Piedmont, tough assignment, my friend.
I think Steve got it fixed last week.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, well, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us this week. Of course, Friday night we are on the road to Anniston, to Lott-Mosby for Jacksonville and Anniston. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Countdown to kickoff gets underway at 6:30. For my partners, James Hardy, for my friend Joe Medley, and, of course, for Jake and Kirby behind the scenes, good night from Struts in Oxford on the Friday Night Network.
you test it out. Anything? Okay. I'm still seeing stuff on mine. I unplugged the mic.
You should have been did all this. So I can hear you.
Yeah, I got it now. Give it back to Jimmy real quick.
Good.
1, 2, 3, 4, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Hello, hello. Good. Okay. Hi. Yeah. If it stay like this for 2 hours, 3 hours,
A big-time top 10 4A showdown awaits us for this week's FNN High School Football Game of the Week as number 6 Anniston, undefeated coming into this week's big-time showdown, will face number 7 Jacksonville here at historic Lott-Mosby Stadium in the heart of Anniston, Alabama. And we wish you a happy Friday from Anniston. James Hardy with you, along with a familiar face as far as the coaching ranks in our area. Paul Farlow joining us this week as our guest color analyst and a coach. Whether you're a broadcaster, a coach, a player, or a fan, the blood gets going a little more when you have one of these type of top 10 showdowns going on.
Yeah, you're right. It's a big game for both teams. Like I said, Anderson's undefeated, Jacksonville one loss, and big region matchups tonight here.
You mentioned, of course, we're going to be talking about all throughout, really kind of a theme for tonight, the big matchup. And when you look at Jacksonville having lost at home last week to Handley, one of the top programs, not only in recent years, but as far as tradition in the state of Alabama, even though they got a home loss last week, still, you might think, Coach, that this is maybe a little bigger game for Jacksonville tonight than it is for Anniston.
Yeah, it definitely is, because they can't afford to go down 0-2 in the region and looking for a playoff berth. You always want to finish first or second, or you can host a playoff game. If you don't, then you're on the road and you're going against a higher ranked opponent in the playoffs once you get there.
We'll certainly get into as far as our keys in a little bit later on in our countdown to kickoff as far as keys to victories for both teams. But let's flip over and look over at the opposite sideline from Jacksonville tonight, Coach, in the Anniston Bulldogs under Coach Rico White. And they had a dominating 55-7 victory last week on the road at Munford. And this is just as big a game for them, Coach, as it is for Jacksonville as far as trying to keep pace in the region with Handley and hope, as far as their perspective, set up another showdown later in the season for a potential region title.
Right, it keeps them in the race. They'll be tied with Handley if they win, and they keep on winning throughout until they get to the game with them against, for probably the region championship. If they can win tonight, stay on track to get there,
And then, of course, from a coach, from any perspective, the first thing you look for are the quarterbacks as far as a big-time matchup. And for both teams, they've had some outstanding quarterbacks. First, I think you had a chance last week to see Jacksonville's Jim Ogle. Describe what you saw from him.
Yeah, I watched him last week, against Handley in a game that, he throws the ball real well. If he sets up in the pocket, he had a couple long passes, one for a touchdown, and one should have been a touchdown the young man dropped, and he throws the football very, very well for them.
Now, as far as from Jim Ogle's perspective, for him at quarterback, because there is rain in the forecast, even though it is dry right now from Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium, what does, from your coaching perspective, what does Ogle have to do? What does he have to keep in mind if we do have rain into the ball game tonight?
Well, first and foremost, he better hope those managers have those balls dry, for the game. You got to, how many balls are we going to use to warm up? How many balls we're going to keep dry for the game? We're going to keep 3 out, play with 3 the first half, 3 the second half. I don't know how many footballs they have on. That's the main thing, is keeping the dry ball out there for him. And then but sometimes people talk about rain hurts a passing team, but they know where the routes are. They know the concepts are going, the passes are going, so they know where to cut, where the DBs don't, and they may slip, and then all of a sudden now you got a big play possibility. But by a DB slipping down, because of the field being wet and so on and so forth like that. So they do have an advantage in that aspect of it, because they do know where the balls are going to be thrown most of the time. Again, it all starts up front with protection.
And for Anniston, you look at a little different type of quarterback than Jim Ogle, who's more of a traditional pocket passer. Cam Sandlin for Anniston, South Carolina commit, so he'll be playing in the SEC after his Anniston Bulldogs career is over. And, Coach, just kind of describe what type of impact someone like Cam Sandlin, that's a dual threat that can both throw and pass, what he means to a team.
But, I haven't seen Anniston play yet this year, but, a dual threat guy, he puts pressure on you. Not only if things do break down, he has the ability more so, but I think than the young man from Jacksonville probably escape danger when the pocket breaks down. He can get out and make something happen that the other kid may not have that ability as he does. And, of course, you may have a lot of quarterback runs, for him, for it be zone read type deals or counters off of it, off the zone and stuff like that they can use to exploit their defense with him, as a runner as well as a passer.
You mentioned, Coach, as far as protection for these quarterbacks, and last week as far as our FNN game of the week, one offensive and defensive line totally dominated the line of scrimmage in a surprisingly dominant effort as Southside took care of Lincoln 42-7 last week. As we'll take a look into our first break of the night, our highlights from our FNN game of the week last week. He has running room, first down 45, in the open field 35, cuts against the grain, still on his feet, and finally taken down into Southside territory, first down to 20. As rolling will be Weed under pressure, escapes a tackler, trying to outrace another, and does so as he'll get tripped up shy of the first down, but that's the front door of the goal line. As here's the straight ahead give. So second and short as the play action for Neesmith. Plenty of time, steps up and throws over the middle, and that looks like complete to Jordan Bryan until Southside still on their first drive of the ball game. Here's play action for Neesmith, rolling under pressure and now throwing and complete to the far side. 4th and 2. Here's the delay give, big hole for Teague, up the middle and in for the touchdown. Shotgun Neesmith, delay give again to Teague, big running room, he could go 10, 5, touchdown Southside. 18 and 28 yards out. Here's the snap and the jet sweep give to Roberts as he'll cut it up the middle and has room and the first down, and he could go 40, 35, stutter steps and wrapped from behind at the 20 goal from the 1 as Neesmith off the right side, and he'll waltz in for an as Weed out of the shotgun as he'll throw it down the field for all it's worth, and that is intercepted from Lincoln High School's Mason Hill. As here comes McMichael to the near side, and big opening across the 40 to the 45 to the 50. Taken down, check that, Cole Garrett on the Rich Chastain at fullback. Delay give, big running room, and this could go all the way for Teague. 15, 10, and taken down inside the 10. Snap and holder there, and the kick, plenty of distance. The line drive is up, and it is through. Rushing totals tonight is play action, and the throw, receiver behind the defense, and an easy touchdown for Cody Roberts. That time getting hit down low from behind. Here's the run for Roberts as he has open running room, and he could go 35 and taken down from behind at the 33-yard line.
There it is.
Here's the keeper and an easy walk-in for Gage.
Yes, you normally would see a field goal right there, but Southside is sending a message.
Well, you won't have to worry about that field goal.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
A top 10 showdown in Class 4A Region 4 between number 6 Anniston and number 7 Jacksonville. The Bulldogs and the Golden Eagles set to clash here from historic Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium in the heart of Anniston. James Hardy along with Coach Paul Farlow this evening for our FNN High School Football Game of the Week. And we've already gotten a little bit of rain as far as a pregame. So you figure, Coach, that, and also as far as the forecast for the ball game tonight, probably as far as most of the game, probably somewhere in between about 7:40 to the end of the ball game, you'll have a chance for either light to moderate showers. So you got to figure that both of these coaches, Clint Smith for Jacksonville, Rico White for Anniston, one of their points of emphasis, making sure as far as solid ball security with a wet ball, but also making sure that their players put themselves in position to have solid footing. As we take a look at the radar picture on your screen, not really any raindrops to speak of right now. There is some light rain, as you see, around the area, but even with the earlier rain that we've had and expecting a little more light to moderate showers through the game tonight, Coach, those emphasis as far as holding onto the ball, and right. Also you're being able to get a good footing out there, probably some of the biggest keys from a coaching standpoint tonight.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they check the weather forecast, so they may have done like wet ball drills during practice, stuff like that, just in case. And probably now, since it's not raining, they probably want to get out there and get something going early and try to set the tone and get ahead before the rain gets in, because if the rain is really heavy, that's going to affect everything you call offensively, and also the kicking game, snaps on punts, anything like that, or shotgun snaps. So again, dry balls are going to be very important, for both teams tonight during the game.
So do you think, Coach, as far as the dry weather right now, that kind of helps Jacksonville out, especially trying to get something going early in the ball game?
It may, because they really want to throw the football too. I think both teams are going to come out and try to make something happen big on offense while the weather is still good. That way they can get up, and then if it does come really torrential rain or whatever, then that's when the problems are really going to start, as far as ball security and stuff like that.
I'll tell you what, looking forward to seeing a lot of talent out here, Coach. And I'll tell you right now, just even looking out at the bands for Jacksonville and Anniston that we'll see tonight, just from our press box vantage point, this is one of the better vantage points, in my opinion, that at least I've had around this area, even around the state of Alabama, as far as almost kind of having a college-level press box kind of vantage point for us tonight. So, in fact, we kind of have the 50-yard line view. And, certainly, like we talked about in the opening, as far as the big game, anytime you get two top 10 teams meeting on the same field, it means a little bit extra. But as far as, put your coaching hat on, Coach Farlow, as far as both of these quarterbacks, if you're trying to game plan against Cam Sandlin, a dual threat guy, what do you do as an opposing coach?
Well, on defense, you got to play your gap. On defense, know which gap you got, stay in there, don't give him anything big. If they play sound defense up front, stay in your coverages, whether it be zone or man, maybe give him different looks as well. try to confuse him and do that right there. You know, to get him off schedule, what he wants to do. You know, make him do things he's not comfortable in doing.
And then you would think, as far as for Jim Ogle, more of a traditional drop-back passer be a little easier to prep against. But when you have a quarterback that has a good arm and that can make plays with his arm, there's always a threat as far as that opposing defense, Coach.
Right, yeah. I mean, like last week, you know, like I said, he hit one long touchdown pass and had one drop. Again, the key is he going to be having time to throw the football? And that, you know, that's the biggest thing. If they protect and give him time to throw, he can throw the football and it can cause them problems. And again, what kind of coverages are they going to give him? Are they going to try to confuse him, you know, walk up on him, take stuff away, and give him different looks back there, pre-snap reads?
And I'll tell you what, Coach, there's a lot of talent, especially on this Anniston roster, that we'll see tonight. Obviously, Cam Sandlin is the top as far as the storyline for this game is concerned. And that another in fact, not the only SEC commit, though. For Coach Rico White, Sandlin going to South Carolina, but also Coach White has another Alabama commit on his roster and at an important offensive line position, starting at right tackle tonight, Raquez McElderry. And, Coach, when you get the attention of a coaching staff like Nick Saban, you've got to have some talent.
He definitely must have some ability to, you know, commit and be able to go down there and play, you know, SEC football, especially the University of Alabama. So they must think a lot of him. And, again, every game is won up front and lost up front, and more than likely. So, you know, very important when you got those big guys up front that can block and get on people. It makes calling plays a lot easier when you have that.
Now, normally there would be a lot of games going on tonight, but with the expected wet weather, quite a few games all across the state of Alabama and in our area of the state pushed up a day to Thursday. There was a question as far as early in the week during our FNN coaches show that we have every Tuesday night at Struts Wings in Oxford, and we'll take a look at some of those scores from around the state of Alabama from last night, as quite a lot of the state, quite a huge chunk of the state, I should say, went ahead and beat the rain and got their game in last night. But Jacksonville and Anniston, probably a little more so as far as the incentive for Anniston, didn't decide to move up their game to tomorrow. They decided to keep it right where it is on a Friday night.
Yeah, you know, the home team's got the discretion on when they want to play, you know, boy, it's weather like that. And, you know, I'll be honest, as a coach, sometimes you got to figure in what's the most advantage for you as a team, whether the weather's going to help you or hurt you. So if you think it's going to hurt you, you might move it up and play a dry situation. But if you think a wet field may benefit you in playing, you know, you go ahead and roll the dice and hope that, you know, it helps you out, you know, in the game.
Who do you think overall a wet field benefits in this game tonight?
You know, not seeing Anniston play, I really don't know, you know, as far as overall, you know, probably the team, I still think the team that can run the ball and do that the best, that would favor that team in my opinion. But again, if you got a quarterback who can throw the ball and give, you know, keep a dry ball in there for him, I think you can still throw the ball. You can't just shy away, because unless it's just pouring down rain, you know, then it's a little different. But like right now, it's ideal to me. It looks like play. Now, it don't look like the field's too wet, so I don't think it'll be an issue right now until it really probably, if it does start, you know, raining heavily during the game.
We'll go ahead and take our next timeout, our second timeout of the night, and when we come back, we'll have coin toss and kickoff between Anniston and Jacksonville here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome to Calhoun County, Alabama, your natural attraction. We have invigorating outdoor activities, amazing cultural sites, mouth-watering food, and southern hospitality, all wrapped into one amazing vacation destination. Whether you're looking for a relaxing overnight getaway or for a one-of-a-kind escapade, Calhoun County boasts an incredible selection of outdoor recreational opportunities. Calhoun County is the natural attraction, centrally located between Atlanta and Birmingham, with plenty of fun and memories waiting to be made. Come to Calhoun County, Alabama, a natural attraction.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
Did you know Kona Ice can help you fundraise for your school? It's true. It's quick, it's easy, and the kids absolutely love having Kona Ice. We'll let you in on a little secret. Teachers love it too. So, how can we help you fundraise this year? It's quick, it's easy, the kids love it, and teachers love it too.
Anniston Auto Trim and Body Shop is your best stop for full-service auto body repair, including all body work and professional painting. They also specialize in complete classic car restoration. When you have an accident, you want it back the way it was, and that's what you get with the team at Anniston Auto Trim. The same is true if you're ready to restore your dream car or a timeless family classic. They work with all major insurance companies and provide free estimates for every job. Come by today and see Stacy Jennings and the gang at Anniston Auto Trim and Body Shop, just up the hill off Quintard on Greenbrier Deer Road.
There's nothing like Friday night lights, watching the game on FNN.
From historic Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium in the heart of Anniston, as we are minutes away from getting a critical Class 4A Region 4 battle going, as both team captains for Jacksonville and Anniston will come out to midfield shortly for the opening coin toss. As we've talked about certainly in our pregame, Cam Sandlin versus Jim Ogle as far as that individual battle at quarterbacks, probably the top storyline for tonight's ball game. But when you talk about these two teams, Coach, certainly quality teams, excellent talent as far as players and well-coached teams as well, as it appears we will send it down to the field as the teams and the fans here at Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium getting ready for our national anthem. Marching Band and the Anniston High School ROTC helping out with our national anthem. Big game tonight, and playoff implications, not as far as these teams getting to the playoffs, but positioning as far as, Coach, who can get one of those two spots as far as the top of the region and earn a first-round home game.
Yeah, very important. You know, you want to finish 1 or 2, definitely get a home playoff game that first round. And 3 and 4, you got to go on the road and travel. And depending on what region you match up in, you know, it could be a long, bus ride halfway across the state too. So that's very important.
Let's send it down to the field to midfield. Actually, the Anniston logo for our coin toss. You have Cam Sandlin, number 7, the quarterback, as one of the team captains for Anniston among the 4. Also, Jaden Lewis, the free safety, as far as the team captains for Anniston. And also 4 team captains for Jacksonville High School, the Golden Eagles. As here you see the coin toss. And it's going to be, you figure it's going to be big, Coach. In fact, go ahead and give us some of your keys in your mind for this game tonight.
Like I said earlier, I think each coach is going to get off to a fast start, to beat the weather. I think they're going to come out the gate firing up and ready to go. And, who can handle the weather? And once the weather gets in, if you prepare for it through the week in practice.
And then also, as far as Jacksonville throwing successfully, you look at what he's throwing against, and it's probably going to be one of the better defensive backfields as far as both overall talent, athleticism, but also speed for Anniston.
Yeah, I'm sure Anniston defense, typically, normally every year they're very fast on defense. So, secondary will be fast. Can you block them up front, protect him as well, and give him time to throw the football, picking up stunts, stuff like that.
But also, when you talk about these two teams being only, really 10 to 15 minutes apart from each other,
correct.
It's become a pretty big rivalry as far as these two teams, especially in region play. So you got to figure there's a lot of emotions on both sidelines tonight.
I'm sure there will be. Again, like you said, early in the year, but it's a very big game, region-wise.
Well, especially now when you get into region play, as you know, the stakes for each individual game get higher as far as that 10-game schedule, at least up to 10-game schedule for teams all across the state of Alabama. Anniston will be in their all-black outfits as far as the black tops and the black bottoms, black helmets, and they'll have the red numbers as well. So going to try and give me a challenge as far as identifying numbers tonight. But we'll see what happens tonight as far as our vantage point atop Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium in Jacksonville, as you see there in their white tops and bottoms as well. And our first quarter presented to you by Representative Barbara Bixby Boyd. This November, which is just around the corner, vote to re-elect a true champion for House District 32. Triple B, Barbara Bixby Boyd, proudly supporting our education system and the administrators, teachers, and students.
She was my English teacher.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, back at Weaver, she was my English teacher back in the day.
Okay. You never thought that she'd be a sponsor for us on a broadcast you'd be on?
No, I sure did.
Well, you never know, in Forrest Gump, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
You're right.
And sometimes with football as well, as you never know what you're going to get.
That's why you play the game, that's true.
Exactly. So Anniston will receive the opening kickoff, as they'll be fielding off to our left, going from our left to right to begin tonight's ball game. One of these two teams with a win certainly will position themselves very well down the stretch when it comes to trying and winning a first-round playoff spot. And one of those top 2 seeds in the region as a short kick, a fair catch at the far side will be fielded inside the 30-yard line, as Anniston will have the ball first to begin tonight's ball game first down and 10. Expecting rain later on in the ball game, but right now, kind of cloudy skies and temperatures in the 70s for our game time weather conditions. So for the Anniston offense, it'll be the South Carolina commit Cam Sandlin that will call signals at quarterback. He'll have Malachi Taylor as the running back. The receivers, Javon Thomas, Jamarius Billingsley, and Dion Lunsford, and the tight end, Omarion Jones. So Anniston will set up shop from their own 28 officially as the snap and the give will go to Taylor, as he will not have very much running room. In fact, may be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, as you had Ryan Mitchell, the linebacker, leading the way on the tackle for Jacksonville. As completing the Anniston starting lineup on the offensive line, you have Stephon Traylor at left tackle, Malachi Harris at left guard. The center will be Deodric Searcy, Darius Feaster, the right guard, and Raquez McKeldry of the right tackle.
It looked like Anniston illegal formation there. They didn't have enough. They had too many people in the backfield.
So a good spot there, Coach, as they'll mark the football back 5 yards, wipe away the tackle for loss. Must have been a dead ball penalty as well.
Dead ball, be first and 15.
So there you go, first and 15, as it'll be the running back Taylor not getting much luck either on this run. And so the official first run, like the other run, looks like it's going to be a loss on the play. And right now, Coach, looks like the Jacksonville front seven doing their job.
Yeah, they're
along the
holding
line
their
of
own right
scrimmage.
now pretty well. I mean, they played both runs pretty good right there, so, they can do that. Now you're looking at, what, 2nd and 14?
Yeah, that'll be, they'll say officially a 1 yard gain from the 22 to the 23 yard line. Still not really anything to speak of as far as that 1st and 15 run for Anniston. Shotgun formation, snap, and plenty of time. Good protection, and the throw down the field into coverage, and that is incomplete. Incomplete, as the intended receiver was Jamarius Billingsley, and there you see the free safety Will Phillips helping out on coverage.
There's four vertical routes, so they're trying to hit something big.
Yeah, trying to test that speed in the defensive backfield for Jacksonville, but reading that well, as there you see Phillips, and also it looks like T.J. Wilson, the cornerback, helping out on coverage. Kind of a double coverage scenario for the Jacksonville defensive backfield. That's going to set up a 3rd down and 14, and so the line to reach for the first down will be the 37. Taylor in motion. Here's Sandlin under pressure and still on his feet, and now he just throws it away. And see if our head official throws a flag for intentional grounding. Do not see one, but outstanding pass rush that time, Coach, for Jacksonville to get a 3 and out.
It looks like in that 3-3 stack they normally run and ran a good stunt inside, causes a confusion. The linebacker came free and put a lot of pressure on. I think they blew him down as a sack, didn't they? Looks like.
Yeah, you may be right on that one. The line of scrimmage was the 23, so I think you're right, Coach. That will go down as a sack officially back to the 14, so a loss of 9. And the punting situation for Jacksonville, as that's going to take a roll across midfield, an Anniston roll to around the 41-yard line as Will Phillips lets it go. And so Jacksonville will have outstanding field position as Jim Ogle and the Golden Eagles offense will get their first look at the Anniston defense. As Jacksonville comes into tonight 2-1 on the season, 0-1 in Class 4A Region 4 play off of a 54-41 loss at home to Handley last week. So you'll have Ogle, the quarterback, also Xavier English and Will Greenwood, the running back and fullback respectively. And we'll go over the rest of the starters for Jacksonville on offense after this opening offensive play from scrimmage. So here's Ogle checking at the line and calling an audible, as it'll be the give up the middle and big hole for English. Good blocking along the left side, really the center of the offensive line, as the gain gets to the 47-yard line, and that was an outstanding first down run for Jacksonville.
You look like you ran what I call gopher play. You got the guard trapping with the H-back coming in to clean anything else up.
Wide receivers will be Drew Pridgeon, Kydrick Fisher, and DeMonte Sinclair for Jacksonville. And the offensive line at left tackle will be Cooper Hodge, Nate Smith the left guard, Trey Brown the center, Hayden Smith the right guard, and Nick Smith the right tackle. Here's the play action and incomplete on the RPO pass. Deflected around the line of scrimmage, and so that's going to set up a 3rd down and 4 scenario. So just a little over, in fact, 1 second more than 2 minutes played in tonight's ball game as Anniston went 3 and out on their opening possession. And so Jacksonville facing a 3rd down and 4 as they basically need to cross midfield to get to the Anniston 49 to keep the drive going. So the Anniston defense will have Hezekiah Harris and Grayshawn Swain as the defensive ends, KJ Cole and Lindsey Smedley the tackles as the throw over the middle in coverage, and that is complete to Pridgeon for the 1st down. In fact, a little wrestling match for the football. As we'll take a second look at that, I think DJ Pope might have had to try and at least steal the ball, but good concentration, coach, by Pridgeon to reel in the 3rd down catch.
Right.
And there you see, and Coach, that was right in a narrow window, too. Outstanding throw.
That was a great throw right there. Like you said, put it in a close area.
Jaden Dobbins checked that on the coverage and tackle. As here's the give for English, as he'll have to fight his way across the line of scrimmage to the 39-yard line. As taking a look at the Anniston defense further, you have Roscoe Malloy and Cavante Johnson, the outside linebackers. Love Kirby as far as the middle linebacker. The corners, DJ Pope and Jaden Dobbins, and then Jalen Cunningham and Jaden Lewis, your safeties. So 2nd down and 9 from just inside the Anniston 40. There you see Greenwood in motion, and English will get the call. Good blocking on the right side, as that will be close to, and depending on the spot, that will be a 1st down, the 2nd of this drive for Jacksonville. I'll tell you what, Coach, we're seeing right now the line of scrimmage is being more than one, actually kind of being dominated right now by Jacksonville.
Yes, they seem to be blocking very well. It looked like a zone play right there to the right side. Anniston lost contain out there, didn't set the edge, and he picked up the yards for 1st down.
So 2nd 1st down of this drive that started from their own 43-yard line for Jacksonville. Pistol formation. And there you see Greenwood, the fullback, in motion. Here's the play action. Under pressure is Ogle, and he'll get wrapped up from behind and slung down for the sack. Hezekiah Harris, the defensive end, coming in from behind to make the 1st sack of the ball game for Anniston. And, Coach, a second look at this sack for Hezekiah Harris.
It looked like Jackson slid their protection to the right, but they had nobody to block the end guy because the back went out.
Tell you what, that's some outstanding athleticism for Harris. Maybe a little bit faked on the play fake, but was able to recover, and the closing speed utilized to get the sack. So here's a 2nd down and 15 off a loss of 5. Shotgun snap. Plenty of time for Ogle stepping up. Now breaks down as he'll dump it down, and it's dropped. Incomplete. Probably not that much of a difference as Greenwood, the safety valve receiver, drops the ball. But it's going to be 3rd and long anyway, whether the ball was caught or not.
He had better protection that time to throw the ball. Nobody was simply open. Anniston did a great job of covering the receivers downfield.
Yeah, as much as anything, nearly a coverage sack for the Anniston defense. So line to reach for the 1st down on 3rd and 15 will be the 16. Representative Barbara Bixby Boyd presents our 1st quarter tonight. As here's the swing pass complete to English as he gets some blocking and a pretty good gain. Really kind of set up a 4th and more manageable as that gain gets inside the 25 to around the 24-yard line.
It looked like a screen pass to the right out there. Again, that'll help slow that rush down.
And you go from 3rd and 15, a 9-yard gain, step a 4th down and 6, and Jacksonville will go for it. In Anniston territory, deep into Anniston territory. There's plenty of time on the play clock for Ogle and the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. One receiver far side, 3 to the near side. Snap, under pressure, Ogle lofts it, has an open receiver, and that is caught around the goal line and just shy of the goal line. That is going to be a first down reception for DeMonte Sinclair, the junior wide receiver that got all alone behind the D.
Yeah, Anderson, they had trips to the left. Jacksonville did. Anderson only had 2 guys out here on them. He just got to run the corner route. Great throw and catch.
So Sinclair making a 23-yard reception on 4th down and 6. As here comes the heavy set as the give up the middle and fighting toward and just shy of the goal line. It was like a backup running back, or at least kind of a jumbo package type of running back in deep pro throw that comes in for short yardage and goal line situations. Also in as far as a defensive starter along the line of scrimmage.
It looked like an extra lineman in there, too.
And here's pro throw cutting back, and does he get in? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Good recognition, coach, at the cutback lane, and good enough blocking for the Jacksonville touchdown.
He made a good cut right there, corner of attack, found the open area, made it into the end zone.
So a 2-yard run. There you see very good football IQ as far as recognizing where the plane in the end zone was and sticking that ball to break it.
He broke the plane right before he went down.
Mason Terrell, the kicker, boots the PAT. That is good. And we'll take our first in-game timeout with 6:24 left in the opening quarter. It is Jacksonville 7 and Anniston nothing.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
D pro throw with a 2-yard touchdown run along with the PAT from Mason Terrell gives Jacksonville the first score at the ball game, up 7-0 at almost the halfway point of the first quarter. James Hardy with you, special guest color analyst Coach Paul Farlow with us for tonight's big ball game as our FNN Game of the Week presented to you each week by Alabama's conservative Republican leader, Congressman Mike Rogers. A high pooch kick to the far side. They'll be fielded at the 20-yard line, and Jacksonville gets good coverage to contain that return to around the 25-yard line, where Cam Sandlin will enter the ball game along with his offense for the second time tonight. Now, Coach, for Anniston, it was a 3-and-out, and right now for the Bulldogs, about the worst way you can start off this ball game.
Right. I mean, he started off when they had the ball. Had a penalty first play, got him behind the chains to begin with, and never really got anything going. And then Jacksonville did a great job answering, taking the drive right down the field to score and get on the board early.
We'll take a look at the defensive starters for Jacksonville, and it'll be Lewis Biddix and D. Prothrow, the defensive ends. Also Trey Brown, the nose tackle. And then quite a few linebackers. In fact, starting 5 linebackers tonight. Snap, and this will be the give on the sweep play to Taylor, but it looks as if that Jacksonville was able to corral that once again, as no running room so far for running back Malachi Taylor, as at least when talking with Coach Rico White for Anniston yesterday, he's really liked his team's physicality so far this year, but right now it's been Jacksonville that's been the physical team
they're
tonight.
in the 3-3 stack and doing a lot of stunning, slanting, and stuff like that, giving Anniston front line problems.
Here's the snap, and Taylor gets the call, and he'll get met in the backfield, trying to reverse course, and does so, and turns the corner and will sidestep one defender, and still on his feet as he'll try and reverse field and almost breaks it free. That was a highlight reel run there, for Malachi Taylor as he was almost able to take that one to the house, Coach.
Yeah, and it was all him. I mean, he really had nowhere to go when he first started out, and then reversed the field and about, like you said, taking it to the house. And we got a penalty here late. I don't know what the penalty was.
That's a good find there, Coach, as far as the flag. You would think as far as that type of play, there might have been a block in the back or a holding at some point. Or, yeah.
He might have got him for throwing the ball down at the end. He's frustrated that he slipped and fell. I think that may be what the penalty is.
So let's find out what the penalty is.
This way, it's 15 yards, still second down.
So it's a personal foul penalty for Anniston. So that's a 15-yard penalty, spot foul. So it'll mark it back. It's like beyond the original line of scrimmage. It appears they're going to spot the football somewhere around the 23-yard line their own. So a deep throw touchdown run of 2 yards, and that came off of a 4th and 6 connection from Jim Ogle to DeMonte Sinclair for Jacksonville to keep their drive alive.
I believe in the illegal formation again.
Well, keep in mind it was a personal foul penalty, however. Might have been some helmet-to-helmet contact as there's the simple dive give to Taylor to around the 29-yard line. So a solid 7-yard gain, but it's still going to be 3rd down and long. And right now, not a good situation for Anniston as we do have a timeout on the field with 5:05 to go in the first quarter. We'll take the timeout with them here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
As Jacksonville leads Anniston here at Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium in Anniston, 7-0, and a 3rd down and about 8 awaits Anniston. Sandlin will have 4 receivers with 3 to the near side. Sandlin will pump fake, looking for a receiver over the middle and throws and gets the catch complete for the 1st down, as that'll be the first Anniston Bulldogs 1st down reception of the night. And so that reception made by Jamarius Billingsley. So there you see, Coach, the play action and good recognition and good concentration as well by Billingsley to go over the middle and haul that critical 3rd down pass in.
A good job of the O-line picking up the stunts that time. He had time to throw the football.
So the line of scrimmage now at the 39-yard line, so we'll call that a 10-yard gain on 3rd down and 8, and more than enough to move the chains. Empty backfield for Sandlin as he'll take the snap and go up the middle and gets running room, sidesteps one tackler, gets the 1st down and dives forward for the first trip across midfield for Anniston to around the Jacksonville 47-yard line.
Yeah, we got a penalty again. Could be hold normally in that area.
Or I should say, correctly pointed out, Coach, as far as what would have been a 1st down run if this is indeed a penalty on Anniston.
They have holding on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot, remains 1st down.
So it will be a 1st down and long, and that's already what, Coach, 3 penalties on Anniston early on in this game?
I think so. Now, I think they had a problem with that last week with penalty yards, what I heard, so I'm not sure. So, yeah, it just negated a big run, 1st down for them.
So they had a false start right before their very first play of the ball game, and then already 2 penalties on this drive as Sandlin fakes the run, rolls near side under pressure, and throws it up for grabs, and that is going to be intercepted for Jacksonville. So the interception will go to number 12, DeMonte Sinclair, playing center field that time for an easy pick.
It looked like the receiver kind of quit on his route, and the quarterback thought he was going to keep running straight down the field and just let the ball go, and the receiver stopped his route.
Well, you look, good pursuit from Landon Wise, the linebacker on the backside. And then pretty much trying to throw the ball away, and Sinclair was there to make the catch around the 32-yard line. They'll spot the ball at the 30. So Jacksonville will have their second offensive drive and start at 3:51 left in the opening quarter. So Ogle completing a couple of a third down and a fourth down pass, as the give will go to English as he'll get blocking on the right side and cross the 35 to around the 37-yard line, where Anniston comes up for the gang tackle on a running back, Xavier English, a young running back, coach, 5'8", 180 pounds, and just a sophomore.
Yeah, good. Again, zone right, looked like from up here, and did a good job of getting hat on the line there, and he made a good cut, picked up a good game.
Representative Barbara Bixby Boyd presents our first quarter coverage of the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Greenwood in at the fullback spot, as here's the play fake. Under pressure is Ogle, trying to escape it and gets run out of bounds. Looks like for a loss on the play. As from his cornerback spot, DJ Pope will get credited for the tackle, and good pursuit that time by Anniston's defense to force the loss, and really a sack on the play.
Yeah, it looked like he dropped the snap back there, and I think he just tried to make something happen after he missed a handoff again on the little trap play coming back to the left. He took it around the right side after he dropped the snap.
Third down and 4. Line to reach for the first down will be the 40. So Ogle in the shotgun. He'll drop to throw, sets up the tunnel screen, and getting licked that time was DeMonte Sinclair, and we'll have to take a second look at that big hit from Anniston.
You're trying to run that middle screen that they had success with last week. Anniston did a good job. Guy covering him, man coverage is going to make a big play. Ready to play good. They had something set up if they'd have got him blocked, but they didn't get the job done there.
Roscoe Malloy, coach, the linebacker, coming up to make that big lick. So punting situation. And this will be a short line drive that'll get a Jacksonville roll, and let's see where they spot it out of bounds, right around the 37 of Anniston. So around the 3-minute mark left in the opening quarter. Right now, Jacksonville has really the pace of the game going for them, but Anniston still in this ball game at 7-0 as far as the deficit is concerned. This will be the third offensive drive of the game for Anniston. Their first resulted in the 3-and-out, and then the second they were able to get first down, get the football across midfield, but that was wiped out due to a holding penalty.
Right. Penalties so far killing Anniston as far as they make something positive, then you got something negative with penalties. They've got to cut down on the penalties.
Sandlin, the quarterback, will be playing his college ball at South Carolina, as the give up the middle and nothing doing for Taylor. As there you see a couple of the defenders for Jacksonville being led by Daniel McGorick, helping out on the tackle, and I believe even a tackle for loss. A 1-yard loss on the play, maybe a half-yard loss, but either way, outstanding defense being shown by the Jacksonville defensive line.
Right, they're slanting, in this 3-3 stack, you're not going to play anything, but you're going to be slanting, and linebackers are going to be rushing 4 and 5, even though they got a 3-man front up there.
Here's a early snap and goes over Sandlin's head, and looks as if Jacksonville will pounce on the football. Sandlin was not expecting the snap and kind of lollygagged coach to get to the ball, and Jacksonville was hustling to it, and the hustling team usually gets rewarded.
Right, as you can see right here on the replay, they were looking to the sideline to get a play call, and the center for some reason snapped the ball in his head, and they weren't ready for the snap, and costly turnover. Jacksonville sitting good. What they got on the 15?
Yeah.
First and 10. From,
yeah,
it's not. Everybody's looking over to the sideline trying to get the call, and the ball was snapped.
Looks as if Zavarius Turner from his safety spot was able to get the fumble recovery for Jacksonville. And so this is a big play early on in the ball game, Coach, and Jacksonville really has made most of the big plays so far.
Right, it's a big, Jacksonville can get up 2 scores, and Anniston can ill afford to be down 2 scores this early in the game.
Especially if the rain does come later on tonight. So there you see Ogle along with English as running back. And looks as if we're going to have the whistle from the official at the far side stop the play. I don't see a flag on the play.
I think they'll get a chain set over there.
A little chain management on the far side. So right at the 2-minute mark on the stadium clock here in the first quarter as Ogle has time. Now starts to break down as he'll have to flush to the far side. And he'll throw to the end zone into coverage, and that is incomplete. As the intended receiver was Kydrick Fisher. Has good coverage there in the back right portion of the end zone. There you see a good pass rush for Anniston. Not a bad throw there, Coach, on the run for Ogle.
A little bit behind him, but still pretty good throw. It looked like he had yards. If he'd have kept the ball, maybe ran it for a good bit. People back out in coverage.
Looks as if Jaden Dobbins, the sophomore cornerback, was able to get that hand in there and knock the pass away. Here's a rollout and the throw to the far side. That is caught by Sinclair as he'll get inside the 10-yard line. And that should be close to the first down, maybe short by a few yards. So it'll be a third down and very manageable coming up for Jacksonville. So they'll spot the football about 5 yards from the first down. So football inside the 10. It'll be a third and more so about 4 as here's the pitch going to English as he'll get tripped up and tackled for no gain. Nice tackle from the cornerback spot by DJ Pope as he not only potentially, Coach, saved a first down, maybe saved a touchdown.
Right, he made a big play because he's the only one out there, but he was unblocked, came up and made a great tackle to stop the play for no gain, probably having a field goal attempt right here.
So it'll be a short field goal try for Jacksonville as Mason Terrell on for his first field goal attempt of the night. So either way, it would be an outstanding defensive stop for Anniston. So Jacksonville's Terrell trying a 28-yard field goal from the far hash. A low snap as it gets away, and Anniston's going to have the football, Coach, and that is a huge confidence builder for the Bulldogs.
Just a great stand for them. You know, they took the ball over to 15 and held them there, and now they took a bad snap on the field goal. They got the ball, up around the 32-yard line now. So maybe they can get their offense going, on this drive. They need to get down and answer the score Jacksonville had.
I'll tell you, Drew Pridgeon would have been able to field that snap. He would have been holder of the year on that low snap.
Right, yeah, it was a very low snap, probably ball wet. Again, whether, the field being wet, you just never know how dry those balls are. Very important to keep a dry ball in it all the time.
That's right, even with not really any rain falling right now, field's still a little wet out there. So shotgun and a first down and 10 for Sandlin and Anniston as Taylor will get the pitch. And good pursuit and a flag on the play as D. Prothrow making looked almost like a horse collar tackle that time, Coach.
I believe they're going to get the young man from Anniston holding on the.
You're probably right, and even looking at our head referee, that's the early indication that I see.
Again, starting off with a negative play, offensively get behind the chains, be first and 20. If it is a holding
on the offense. That penalty is declined. It's second down.
So outstanding individual play from D. Prothrow, the junior defensive end, really to make a one-handed tackle from behind on Taylor. So that's going to be a fairly significant loss as well inside the 30, back around the 27 for a loss of, they'll officially say a loss of 3. So a second and long. Second and 13, we'll call it, as under pressure immediately is Sandlin, and he's going down. Coming in on the blitz that time was Charlie Wright, the inside linebacker, as he gets his first sack of the night. Tell you what, this has been one of the most aggressive defenses, certainly, that we've seen early in the season on the FNN game of the weekend. There you see Wright shooting in from his free safety, or strong safety spot, rather, and coming in, rather the linebacking spot, coming in for the sack.
Right, they sent 6 that time, so basically 6-on-6 blocking, and just free rush.
And that's the end of our first quarter, and so far Jacksonville taking their opening drive for a touchdown. A Steve Prothrow scoring from 2 yards out. We're through one on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. It is Jacksonville 7 and Anniston 0.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Through one quarter of play on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. James Hardy and our guest color analyst, Coach Paul Farlow, with us as Jacksonville has a 7-0 lead. As we go to the second quarter, Advanced Tire and Alignment, a familiar name as far as the FNN family, presenting our second quarter for all your new or used tires, brakes, suspension, and alignment needs. Score every tire with Bruce and the team at Advanced Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston. So we flip ends of the field as it'll be a third and long situation. A long yardage situation that Anniston has found themselves in for practically the entire night so far, as this is a big region game for both Anniston and Jacksonville. Class 4A Region 4 is rolling out as Sandlin. Under pressure again. He'll look for a receiver and now throws it away, and that goes incomplete. Or do they say a catch?
I believe incomplete. They walk the ball back.
Incomplete pass, so they'll walk it back. As the scoreboard has it 4th down and 13, but I think it's 3rd down here. As it was 2nd down when we got to the second quarter, I do believe, or it looks like that there is a substitution for the special teams unit. So it is 4th down officially and punting time for Anniston. So Jacksonville once again will have more than likely some outstanding field position as Kydrick Fisher will field the punt, and he'll field it on the run and drops the football. A mad scramble for it as Jacksonville will pick it up but lose substantial yardage and field position. Back to the 25, and no, they say Anniston is the one that gets the ball.
Yeah, the young man came up to try to field the punt, muffed the punt, and it hit somebody's foot. Maybe we'll see it on the replay here.
Yeah, let's get a second look at that Anniston punt. That was a line drive punt. Didn't get much elevation to his. Fisher playing it aggressively. And let's see who it went off of there.
Number 3 looked like it kicked off his foot.
Tyshawn Cameron kind of inadvertently kicked the ball.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest gains yardage-wise that we've seen for Anniston tonight, Coach.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest play they've had all night long as far as moving the ball, off a turnover again. A great field position. You're starting at the 25-yard line. See if they can punch it in here and tie the game up.
And you got to figure from a coaching point down along the near sideline, Coach Farlow, that Coach White is thinking we need to score 6 on this drive.
Right, very important. Feel fortunate to get the ball here.
So Sandlin back out as he'll keep it up the middle and get some good yardage into the red zone inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. The 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week sponsored by F&M Bank, home of the high school spirit card. Service, solutions, strength isn't just a tagline. At F&M Bank, we're here for you. Here's a run to the near side for Sandlin as he'll try and turn the corner but gets run out of bounds around the 15-yard line. But he only needed about 4 yards. Maybe, depending on the spot, gets his first down or will have a third and short yardage situation. Waiting to see where they'll spot that football. As looking at that chain across the way. The line to make around the 15-yard line, and they do officially say it is a first down. So first down is we have 10:37 on the scoreboard clock here at Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium, and Jacksonville wants and gets a timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. Jacksonville holding on to a 7-0 lead here in the second quarter on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
Jacksonville 7, Anniston nothing. A Class 4A Region 4 showdown from the heart of Anniston as the Golden Eagles looking to get their first region win of the season after losing at home to Handley last week. Anniston trying to maintain their undefeated record as Cam Sandlin gets the snap and will give to Taylor what's big blocking, and is it a touchdown? Yes, touchdown Anniston. Excellent blocking on the left side, Coach, resulting in a Malachi Taylor touchdown.
It looked like two tight ends play here, lead.
As there you see some outstanding blocking, and really Taylor doesn't get touched until he gets to about the 2-yard line. Looks as if Anniston wants to go for two. Here's Sandlin, as he'll go to the near side and gets in for the 2-point conversion. Check that Taylor for the 2-point conversion as Anniston takes the lead 8-7 as we'll take this time out on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Anniston cashes in off the special teams turnover for Jacksonville as the Bulldogs of Anniston now lead the Golden Eagles of Jacksonville 8-7. Second quarter action, 10.5 minutes left until halftime. It'll be Cam Sandlin to kick off as Kydrick Fisher, one of the deep returners, off to the near side, but it'll be a little pooch kick and a fair catch asked and caught at the 20-yard line as Drew Pridgeon making the fair catch for Jacksonville. So far, interesting ball game, Coach. Very sloppy first quarter for Anniston that Jacksonville was able to build an early lead, but give credit to Anniston. They're playing just well enough defensively on their last few possessions, and then they got the turnover they needed on special teams and cashed in for the 6 plus the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, big, capitalizing after the turnover, and turning it into points, and now, like I said, 2-point play.
Here's Ogle on the jet sweep, handoff to Fisher. He'll try and turn the corner with a flag on the play. Cannot do so as Anniston ready for that play, as you had 3 to 4 different defenders led by Hezekiah Harris on the tackle. Probably either an alignment or a holding-related penalty for Jacksonville, you would think. And let's see if Anniston decides to accept.
They might decline it, I don't know.
Then the run, we have holding on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot, remains first down.
Really can't go wrong either way for Anniston there, Coach. Either get a no gain or you set Jacksonville further back closer to their own goal line.
From the spot of the foul, so, what is it, first and...
So the original line of scrimmage is around the 23-yard line, and it appears that the ball is at the 8. So shotgun for Ogle as he'll drop to throw and set up a screen pass caught by English as Anniston ready for that screen pass. As looks, there you have number 6, the cornerback Dobbins, on his second, maybe third tackle of the night, along with a couple of other of his teammates for Anniston. As it'll be a second down and long with maybe a half-yard gain that time. So Ogle will have 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. He'll drop to throw. Under some pressure and sets up another screen. This will be complete to English as he'll have minimal yardage, has excellent open field tackle that time for Love Kirby, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, just a great play with a linebacker. He got lineman got out there in good shape, didn't really block anybody. He made a great play running underneath him for a minimal gain.
I don't know, Coach, if you're seeing any adjustments, but it appears that Anniston has been able to adjust to the passing game for Jacksonville. And Jacksonville really hasn't gotten a whole lot going offensively since their first drive.
Yeah, and again, this is basically because they've been behind the chains with the penalty, really set them back and try to hit them with a couple of screens. And Anniston's done a real good job the last 2 plays defending the screens, and they're 3rd and long.
The line to reach is the 33 for the first down. So we'll call that, 3rd and about a quarter mile to go. 3rd into my new house in Lincoln to go. Fullback, H-back in motion in Greenwood as here's Ogle with time, breaks down and now throws, and it's almost and should have been intercepted.
Very lucky there that ball wasn't picked off. Good defensive stand for Anniston.
Yeah, good pressure again by just a 3-man rush for Anniston as Ogle throwing off of his back foot and right in the breadbasket there, Coach.
Yeah, very lucky that ball wasn't picked off, and he might have very well scored if he picked it off.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Johnson or Malloy that time in coverage that deflected the pass and should have had a pick. Here's a good kick for Terrell for Jacksonville, as that'll help on field position for the Golden Eagles, as that'll land the football out of bounds around the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week is sponsored by the Calhoun County Commission. If you're looking for the perfect place to live or start a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County and those 4 gentlemen and fine lady on our screen have for you as far as the Calhoun County Commission. So first down and 10 as Anniston will have the football with a lead after getting a touchdown run from Taylor, as well as the 2-point conversion. So enter Sandlin once again for the Anniston Bulldogs. Gets the snap and he'll give off to Taylor off the right side and gets a good hole as he'll get near the 40 and wrapped up and slung down as his forward progress stopped around the 39-yard line. As there you had on defense Will Phillips along with Emory Young, the free safety and outside linebacker respectively for Jacksonville.
Good way to start to drive out with positive yards. 6 yards on that gain.
In fact, 6 yards to be exact on that gain for Taylor. Now once again line up shotgun. Unbalanced line. It's a loose ball. In fact, a dropped snap. Maybe a little errant snap for Anniston, and the fumble recovery for Jacksonville as they get their second fumble recovery of the night. We'll take a second look at that and see who's able to pounce on that football.
I believe you're correct. It looked like a snap to his left.
And Maury Young with the fumble recovery for Jacksonville. So some sloppiness as far as execution on the snap for Anniston gives Jacksonville prime real estate at the Anniston 34-yard line. So Ogle and company now have a chance to retake the lead as we have a little more than 8 minutes on the stadium clock remaining until halftime. 4 receivers on the play as here's the delay give and a big running room for English as he'll get inside the 25 and he's going to have a first down around the Anniston 23-yard line. So there you see at the bottom right-hand portion of your screen, Advantage Tire and Alignment, presenting our second quarter coverage. Quickly back to the line is Jacksonville. As this will be the play fake and the throw to the far side, and that is caught for the first down and a little bit more for Kydrick Fisher. Coach, that was thrown up for grabs, a risky pass.
Very risky, you know. They got RPO off of it. They gave the first down play, then they pulled it and tried to hit the bubble route, and it was covered. He just threw it up, and the wideout went up and got the ball. Anniston guy probably misplayed just a little bit, jumped a little too early.
I mean, let's be honest about that play on an 11-yard gain. That was a mistake from Ogle that he got away with.
He sure did. You're right.
So heavy set, unbalanced line to the near side as English will try and follow his blockers and gets wrapped up and taken down. The big linebacker that time, Roscoe Malloy, coming in from behind on the tackle. In fact, that's going to be a tackle for loss of 2 for Malloy. It sets up a 2nd down and 12, so Jacksonville can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown. So 3 receivers on the play as you have Greenwood as an H-back in the game. Here comes the snap and the give. Cutting back up the middle now is English, as he'll get inside the original line of scrimmage to around the 11-yard line. Interesting play call coming up here, so it'll be about a 3rd, and we'll call it 10 yards to go, as we're under 7 minutes until halftime. Line to reach the 2-yard line for the first down. Ogle awaiting the snap as he has plenty of time on the play clock. Play clock at 15. Here comes the snap to Ogle. He'll throw the fade pattern to the far side. Jump ball, and looks like caught by Fisher for the touchdown.
Just a good throw and catch. Throw to the fade route out to the left.
We'll take a second look at that jump ball as Kydrick Fisher, who's had a solid ball game at receiver so far, goes up and just makes the grab against the cornerback that time in Jaden Dobbins. So score now at 13-8 as Terrell on for his 2nd PAT. Snap, hold, and kick are all good. So we'll take the timeout as we're about halfway through the 2nd quarter, and it is now 14-8 Jacksonville with the lead on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
6 minutes, 22 seconds left until halftime here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. That's the 2022 season of our FNN Game of the Week, sponsored by Young Oil Grub Mart, home of the 99-cent bag of ice and everybody's favorite, the popcorn bucket. Be sure to buy yours and get free popcorn refills for an entire year. Advantage Tire also presents our 2nd quarter. And back and forth in this 2nd quarter as both teams have been able to put touchdowns on the board. As you just saw, that jump ball from about 11 yards out from Ogle to Fisher, Ogle's first touchdown pass of the night.
Yeah, both touchdowns come off turnovers. Is that correct?
I believe that's, the first touchdown, remember, was on the opening drive off a punt.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you would be correct. There's a deep kick that'll be mishandled around the goal line, and so that's going to get, luckily for Anniston, get in the end zone and result in a touchback. Looked like Dobbins, I think, mishandled that kickoff return, but was lucky to have that ball squirt into the end zone and bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. But yeah, but as you were mentioning, Coach, both touchdowns here in the 2nd quarter have come off directly off a turnover.
You're right. He's very fortunate that kickoff got into the end zone. Once it's in the end zone, it comes out to the 20 in high school ball.
So it'll be a first down and 10 for Sandlin and the Anniston Bulldogs offense. Anniston in the black tops and bottoms, and Jacksonville in the white tops and bottoms. Two receivers, one to each side. As here's the play action, and immediately under pressure is Sandlin as he'll throw on the run for all it's worth, and it's a jump ball and a flag on the play. So likely going to be a first down on a penalty for Anniston, as T.J. Wilson fighting with an Anniston receiver for the ball, and likely going to be a first down on penalty.
Previous spot, 15.
So there you heard a previous spot penalty, so they'll bring the ball out to the 35-yard line. Looks like
Pass interference on the defense.
Penalty give the Golden Eagles.
That's a 15-yard penalty. That results in a first down.
15 yards.
Billingsley, the man on the attempted reception for Anniston. This will be first down and 10 from the 35. Receivers each side. Three-man front for Jacksonville. Here's the keeper, and good job of recognizing the zone read by Jacksonville, as there you see three different defenders for the Golden Eagles. Turner helping out, also having a solid ball game, McGorick on the tackle. And Coach looked as if that Jacksonville diagnosed and read that zone read like a book.
Right, it looked like they run what I call a quarterback power play, where he does read instead of the backside in, he reads the play side in, and he tried to pull it when he did.
We have a heat timeout on the field, and we'll take the timeout with them here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Here's the option pitch that's nearly fumbled, as will be Taylor reversing course and making something out of nothing to the 39-yard line, as Jacksonville was about ready to get another opportunity at a turnover, as Greenwood helping out on the tackle as Advantage Tire and Alignment presents our second quarter coverage of tonight's FNN High School Football Game of the Week. So far, a D Pro Throw touchdown run, as well as a Malachi Taylor touchdown run for Anniston, and a Jim Ogle, a Kydrick Fisher touchdown passing connection has resulted in the scoring so far tonight. There's a play action and the throw that is complete, and incomplete rather, as good defense that time by Jacksonville, as you had looked like the safety knock away the ball right at the moment that the ball got to the receiver, Coach.
Yeah, it was a good play. They cleared it out for the tight end to run an out route just enough to get first down, and had a good play hitting the receiver, knocking the ball loose, incomplete.
Amarian Jones, the tight end, on the intended pass reception, as you had Will Phillips in as far as the coverage and the pass deflection. Here's Sandlin with the line drive punt. Fisher receives and calls for the fair catch at the 20-yard line. So 4:51 to go on the scoreboard clock until halftime. We'll see both the Jacksonville and the Anniston High School marching bands, and we appreciate you for joining us tonight on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Be sure to join us every Tuesday night at Struts Wings just down the road in Oxford as far as our FNN Coaches Show each and every Tuesday night. 90 minutes of live high school sports talk featuring coaches, players, and sports writers all live on location at Struts in Oxford. Pistol formation, as there you see Greenwood, the fullback, in motion. As here's the give to English with good blocking on the left side and nearly getting the first down. As the tackle will be made by Jaden Dobbins from his cornerback spot. They seem to call especially Dobbins' name a lot as far as tackles, Coach.
You say he's playing in the secondary. That's not good when I say people having to make a tackle. But, yeah, he is making a lot of plays for him.
I think right off the top of my head that was like his third or fourth tackle of the night. So gain good enough for the first down is English once again bouncing to the left side, and not as much this time. As coming up and helping out on the tackle was the linebacker Kevontae Johnson, the sophomore.
Yeah, good play by Anniston defense that time to stop the little counter play.
So I tell you what, for a young, especially corner spots, DJ Pope, just a freshman, and Jayden Dobbins have played pretty solid games so far, Coach.
Yeah, they're playing well.
Shotgun formation, that was a gain of 1 for English. Xavier English remains in the check that a new running back, it's like Lewis Biddix in the ball game. Giving English a spell as here's Ogle throwing incomplete. In fact, short hopping on that little hitch route to Fisher at the far sideline. May have been a wet ball affecting that throw as Fisher had gotten open, but the pass was well short, incomplete to set up a third down and long. Both teams have been able to punch the ball in the end zone here in the second quarter as Jacksonville took a 7-0 lead after 1. Anniston had an 8-7 lead early in the second quarter, but Jacksonville was able to take advantage of a turnover and score 7. Here's Ogle on third and long, double pumps and incomplete, misfires on the pass. As the man in coverage was DJ Pope, the freshman cornerback. Drew Pridgeon, the intended receiver, and it'll be a punting situation. 4 plays and out for Jacksonville.
The Anniston did a good job of covering in the secondary. He had ample amount of time to throw the football there. He just couldn't hit him. They did a great job of covering.
So it'll be punting time. Mason Terrell coming back into the ball game. So here's a fumble on the punt. As it'll be Anniston football. As it looked as if, Dobbins wasn't able to get a good feel to that punt, but managed to get the ball back and at least preserve an offensive possession for Anniston. So it'll be first down and 10 to go as we're under 4 minutes left until halftime. Still anybody's ball game as Anniston comes in at 3-0 overall, 1-0 in region play off a 55-7 road win at Munford last Friday night. So far, no rain to speak of right now. Had a brief little spell of rain during the first quarter, but right now, not too bad for what was expected to be a very wet Friday night. Sandlin shotgun, bubble screen pass to the near side, caught as Taylor gets wrapped up in an excellent open field tackle that time, Coach, as you had one of the linebackers, Zavarius Turner, making the open field tackle.
He made a good tackle in the open field. If he misses him, he has a little more room to run there.
I'll tell you
Possible
what,
big game.
I'd say Malachi Taylor might have still been running without that tackle. 4 receivers on the play as Sandlin looking over a 4-man front as they're bringing the rush as Jacksonville, but a good play call on the bubble screen pass caught to the far side, and it's going to be a first down and a whole lot more for Anniston as that play will get to about the 49-yard line for Tyshawn Cameron.
I believe we got a player hurt for Jackson on the sideline there.
And yeah, you're right. There is a man down across the way for Jacksonville. Check that. Jalen Cunningham, one of the fine athletes for Rico White's Anniston Bulldogs, on the reception. Doesn't look too good there for Jacksonville. We'll find out in a moment who that player is. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take it to a timeout here. 3 minutes to go until halftime. 14-8 Jacksonville in the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Fourth ball game here in Anniston between two region rivals in Class 4A Region 4, Jacksonville and Anniston. Coach, been back and forth so far tonight.
Yeah, been back and forth. Penalties has hurt both teams, and as well as turnovers. They've kind of overcome two of the turnovers there and turned them into points as well.
So far, really, the quarterbacks haven't been that big of a factor in tonight's ball game. It's really been more of a physical game along the line of scrimmage. Here's the quarterback keeper. Sandlin tries to take it outside and gets upended. Outstanding tackle that time by Zavarius Turner, as he was able to just form tackle and really plant into the ground Cam Sandlin. Football to the 39-yard line. So really minimal yardage that time. As it'll be a third down, and they'll call it 4 yards to go. Line to reach for the first down will be the 43. Sandlin in the shotgun. He'll take it off of right guard, cuts it back, and gets the first down as he'll get to the midfield stripe and move the sticks. There you see Phillips along with Tyshawn Cameron in the defensive backfield for Jacksonville helping out on the tackle. Gain of 11 yards to move the sticks. That's, of course, where the legs of Sandlin come in as the quarterback keeper up the middle, as it'll be the running back, Malachi Taylor, moving the sticks once again on the Wildcat quarterback keeper, Coach.
Yeah, basically the same play they ran before. There's like a quarterback lead up there, but I think they put a running back in there instead of the quarterback.
Well, it looks as if they'll try it one more time as you have an unbalanced line to the far side, but before that, we will have an official's timeout on the field. Timeout for Jacksonville. We'll take the timeout with them here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
On a wet track tonight here at Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium in Anniston. It's the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, and Jacksonville clinging to a 6-point lead late in the second quarter. And so we'll have another stoppage in play and a timeout on the field, and this will be the first timeout called for by Anniston. So interesting there, Coach, that Jacksonville called the timeout, and then right out of the timeout, I'm not sure if it was a look that Anniston wasn't expecting offensively in calling for that timeout.
Yeah, they came out in empty formation right there. They got in a bunch set, but they got an empty wide receivers too on each side. And evidently they saw something they didn't like with the play they had called and, called a timeout. I think Jacksonville called one to adjust to what Anniston was doing to them, the play before to try to slow their momentum down.
I'll tell you what, Coach, we were talking about Tuesday night on the FNN Coaches Show, whether this game would be moved up to Thursday, but it looks as if Coach Rico White keeping this game on a Friday, looks like so far it's paid off as far as the weather's concerned.
Yeah, it's held off for, both teams for the most part. So, yeah, it's paid off for me. We've got a good crowd here, too, as well. Everybody else playing last night. They just want to come watch a good game.
Yeah, outstanding game, and most of the visiting stands across the way, about 3/4 to 4/5 full. Of course, these two teams separated by only about 11 to 15 miles. Fresh set of downs, as here's the bubble screen pass to the near side. That is going to be caught and quickly wrapped up. It'll be Cunningham, the wide receiver. Maybe a yard gain that time. So it'll be a 2nd down and 9. And really, Coach, a 2-minute drill type of situation. Still 2 timeouts for Anniston. But this could be a momentum-changing drive, especially late in the first half for them.
Right. If they score, then you got a chance to go up. Jacksonville gets the ball first.
Sandlin dropping and throwing the slant, and that is almost intercepted. That's Greenwood in a linebacking spot. Greenwood, the starting fullback, in at linebacker, having that pass sail through his hands.
Dangerous pass there, and lucky to get away with it.
Like we've seen both quarterbacks get away with bad decisions as far as near and even should have been interceptions. Here's 3rd, and it'll be longer due to the late flag. So false start, the indication on Anniston. So what would have been 3rd and 11 will now be 3rd down and 16. Line to reach with the football, the 26-yard line.
A dead ball, false start on the black. It's a 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Line to reach for the first down will be the 26-yard line of Jacksonville. So there you heard 2nd down, but it is 3rd down. And so the scoreboard and the marker across the waist have 3rd down. Here's Sandlin throwing down the sideline into coverage, and that is incomplete. Like a little go route down the near side, but 2 men in coverage for Jacksonville. And it's going to be 4th down and long. And probably with 1:10 left in the first half, I would imagine be the smart coaching decision just to punt it away.
Yeah, I'd have to punt it away maybe. They muffed one punt a while ago. If I was Jacksonville, I would tell them just let the ball go in this situation in the first half. They had everybody only sent 2 men out and around, had 8-man protection.
I'll tell you what, Coach, with the way this first half has gone, I think Anniston would take, even though they're down, only being down 6, especially with how the first quarter went.
Right.
In fact, looks as if they may go for it. A little razzle-dazzle as turning the corner and out of bounds. Looks like well shy of the first down is Javon Thomas, the wide receiver. As it was a 4th and 16 as Rico White goes into the bag of tricks. A reverse play to Thomas as he gets across the 35. It gets wrapped up and taken out of bounds by the cornerback Tyshawn Cameron for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville only got 1 timeout with 1 minute. I look for them just to run the clock out right here because they get the ball first in the 3rd quarter.
That's a good point as far as getting the ball in the 3rd quarter, but on the flip side, with the arm of Ogle, you can get the ball down the field and score and get the ball back for the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it would be great if you could do that.
Let's see what Coach Smith decides here.
They're throwing.
Buying time is Ogle, now throwing and incomplete. Fisher, the intended receiver, as he had gotten away from his man around the Anniston 47-yard line, but that pass a bit too far out in front of Fisher.
Yeah, he was breaking open. It would have been a big play if it had hit him, but like you said, just led him a little too far.
So it's really one of the first times we've seen Ogle really try and stretch the field tonight. Both quarterbacks have had issues trying to escape the rush from the opposing defensive lines.
Right, they've been having some protection problems on both teams, you know. Had a good time there to throw the ball.
Well, that's something you mentioned in the pregame as far as the protection holding up. So far, the defensive lines have been the winners up front. There's English for back to the line of scrimmage. As it looks like Clint Smith, coach, maybe just wants to try and protect the ball and take a 6-point halftime lead into the halftime locker room.
Well, Anderson's called timeout, and they got one more, so they could force a punt here.
So both teams with one timeout remaining. And we're approaching halftime, so still an opportunity, at least you're thinking of in the mind of Rico White. Get a third down stop, use your final timeout, and then try and force something as far as the punt block, or with the wet field condition, maybe I hope you get an errant snap.
Right. You know, anything you get them in a punting situation, like I said, anything could happen. Block, punt, bad snap, and you got the ball deep in the plus territory down there, or maybe even score off of it.
Actually, interesting thing, Coach, is that both offenses, Jacksonville and Anniston, scoring season highs in points last week. But right now, it's really been the defense that's been able to have the upper hand in the first half.
It's been pretty much a defensive struggle all night, along with turnovers and penalties on both teams.
3 receivers on the actually 4 receivers with 2x2s, 2 to each side as Ogle to throw. He'll roll to the far side, looking for a receiver, stops and under pressure, and he'll just have to throw it away.
I might be grounded. Do you have anybody over there?
Well, he got outside of the tackle box. I don't see a flag on the play, and he did get the ball across the line of scrimmage. So they're discussing something at the far side, and I still don't see a flag. So either case, it's going to be a 4th down situation coming up for Jacksonville. So it'll be the punting unit, whether a flag or not. So no flag on the play. So it's going to be a 4th down and 10. And back into punt will be Mason Terrell.
What do you call it, a face mask?
I think that's on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
There you see our head official talking with Rico White along the near sideline, Anniston's head football coach.
Got a personal foul, face mask on the offense. That penalty is declined. It brings up 4th down.
So no harm, no foul, really, as it still will be punting time for the Golden Eagles of Jacksonville. Dobbins in to return, standing at his own 31-yard line. Snap, and before that, we have a flag on the play. What you would think would be a false start. Or check that. We have a timeout for Jacksonville. 34.3 seconds to go until halftime. So Anniston trying to force some late mistakes for Jacksonville, as we'll have at halftime both the Jacksonville and the Anniston High School marching bands, and also have our recap of the first half of play. A lot of the state of Alabama got their games in ahead of the weather today, but Anniston and Jacksonville deciding to keep their game on Friday. Not the only ones across the state of Alabama, or even in our region, as there's some look at our scores from yesterday. No, Lincoln and Alexandria decided to keep their game today, just a little bit west on I-20 over in Lincoln as well. A big, really kind of a must-win game for both teams as far as Class 5A is concerned, for both Lincoln and Alexandria as far as their playoff hopes. Terrell's punt gets a Jacksonville roll inside the 25, and it'll get touched at the 21-yard line. So Anniston will take over, 1st down and 10 from their own 21-yard line. May see a draw, but otherwise probably one play and the teams will go to the locker room right now with a Jacksonville 6-point advantage.
I'd take a knee, get on in there and regroup with me.
Now that's certainly the conservative, safe coaching angle to take on that. as Advantage Tire and Alignment presents our second quarter. For all your new or used tire, brakes, suspension, and alignment needs, score every time with Bruce and the team at Advanced Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston. So Sandlin in the shotgun, and he'll just simply take the knee, as that'll be the final snap for this first half. That's been a bit of a sloppy first half, both as far as the slick field conditions, but also the mistakes by both teams through the first 24 minutes of play. So as the two teams go to the locker room, we come to halftime from Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium as Jacksonville leads 14-8 over Anniston here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Did you know Kona Ice can help you fundraise for your school? It's true. It's quick, it's easy, and the kids absolutely love having Kona Ice. We'll let you in on a little secret. Teachers love it too. So, how can we help you fundraise this year? It's quick, it's easy, the kids love it, and teachers love it too.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
We're at halftime from Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium here in the heart of Anniston, and it is Jacksonville, the visiting team, leading by a score of 14-8 over homestanding Anniston. James Hardy with you, and the coach with us here this week, and just kind of your overall thoughts on the first half.
Well, it's been a little sloppy play with turnovers and penalties. You know, if they can eliminate those things, both defenses are playing pretty well.
So at halftime, we generally present our marching bands as Jacksonville and Anniston will provide our halftime entertainment for tonight's FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Anniston High School's 2022 homecoming as we purge the Eagles. At this time, we will have our homecoming presentation as we continue the proud Bulldog legacy of showcasing our students in their finest. Let's cast our attention to the center of the field where we will be presenting the 2022 AHS Homecoming Tour. Let's listen to the sounds of the band as they perform Butterfly by Queen Nine. Introducing our 2022 Homecoming Chorus. Starting with our 9th grade representatives. Please walk forward. Our 9th grade representatives and so many other representatives are on our football team. So in of our football team, we have our Bulldog administration. So we will recognize every football player. Mr. David Cole is the proud son of Mr. Loretta Foster. Our freshman representative is Mr. Williams, and she is experiencing our father is Mr. Jackson Williams.
Got the next one.
I'm different. I don't look like you. I look like you. 10th grade representative. Miss Andrea Parker is the proud mother of Mr. Rayshawn Swain, who is a football player as well, and who is Tom. This is Miss Kiara Thomas, and she's the proud mother of Miss Tina Davis. She is escorted this evening by our proud neighbor, Mr. Philip Cole. 11th grade representative. Malachi Taylor is the proud son of Erica.
Battery steady.
Keelan Terry is the proud daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marcus and Portia Perry, and she is escorted this evening by Mr. Tyson Hall, our assistant. She's also a Bulldog cheerleader. Introducing our 2022 King and Queen Finals. Our King finalist, Mr. Cameron Sandlin, is the proud son of Miss Kimberly Powell. Queen finalist, Miss Marquia Bailey, is the proud daughter of Miss Maria Turner, and she's escorted this evening by her father, Mr. Eugene Davis. Queen finalist, Marcia Davis. King finalist, Mr. Roscoe Malloy, another football player. Mr. Proud son, Mr. Carla Lewis. Alana Woodfolk, the Queen finalist, and she's the proud winner, Mr. and Mrs. Tommy and Crystal Woodfolk. She is escorted by our CTE director, Mr. Christopher Howard. King finalists, the baddest raw danger in Alabama. Jaden Lewis is the proud son of Mr. Derek Lewis and Miss Tammy Hardiman. Queen finalist, Mr. Young Matthew. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our king and queen finalist.
It's too broad now.
Joining our homecoming point this series for the crowning of our king and queen will be again our Bulldog administration, along with the 2021 homecoming team. Hey, don't move until you get around. The absence of Mr. Xavier Colbert, our 2021 homecoming team, will not be able to make it this evening due to his travel with the Martin of Alabama State University, but he sends his love to the Bulldog family. We will now begin announcing our second office to King and Queen. Second office to the Bulldogs family, Mr. Jay Lewis and Ms. Marquia Taylor. Let's give our second alternate a round of applause. First alternate to the King and Queen, Mr. Cameron Sadley and Ms. Ayana Woodfolk. Let's give a round of applause to our first runner-up. And of course, you know by now, ladies and gentlemen, our 2022 homecoming king and queen is Mr. Roscoe Malloy and Ms. Tayana Matthews. And she will be crowned by our assistant principal and our principal, Mr. Philip Posey, and our CTE director, Mr. Christopher Howard, along with Mr. Tyson Hall, the assistant principal. Let's give our homecoming queen a round of applause, Ms. Tayana Matthews. At this time, on behalf of the Bulldog family, we would like to take this moment to show some love for the Green family. In loving memory of Mr. Jeremy Green, better known as Buddy, the class of 2022, along with the faculty and staff of Anniston High School, would like to release these balloons in honor of your Bulldog dedication and your beautiful spirit. If we have any members of the class of 2022 and you have balloons in the stand, please stand and join Miss Regina Wynn and release the balloons in honor of Mr. Jeremy Green. We will certainly miss him. Special acknowledgement, our Bulldog administration, Dr. D. Ray Hill, Mr. Opposing Principal, Mr. Tyson Hall, Assistant Principal, Mr. Christopher Howard, the Retreat Director, and the big faculty and staff. Senior advisors and homecoming committee, Ms. Justin Stallworth, Ms. Darylyn Jackson, Ms. Jasmine Procro, Ms. Regina Wynn, Ms. Tamjanique Mumford, Bulldog Programs, More Printing, Junior ROT about to occur. Get you intermission and music and band. As Paul Herman, the Alumni Association of Anniston High School. Bulldog Band and Athletic Boots. Looking at Mr. Anthony Jones, homecoming tour.
Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Anniston Auto Trim and Body Shop is your best stop for full-service auto body repair, including all body work and professional painting. They also specialize in complete classic car restoration. When you have an accident, you want it back the way it was, and that's what you get with the team at Anniston Auto Trim. The same is true if you're ready to restore your dream car or a timeless family classic. They work with all major insurance companies and provide free estimates for every job. Come by today and see Stacy Jennings and the gang at Anniston Auto Trim and Body Shop, just up the hill off Quintard on Greenbrier Deer Road. Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
At halftime, it is Jacksonville on top of Anniston 14-8 in a top 10 Class 4A Region 4 showdown. Halftime coverage presented to you by the Calhoun County Commission as they invite you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Also homecoming night here in Anniston for the Anniston Bulldogs as they're still very much in the thick of things. But right now, Coach, Jacksonville having the upper hand at halftime.
Yeah, they got the ball coming out, too, in this third quarter. You know, very important they get something in case the rain does come, you know. Now, for Anniston, they're just one score down, so, you know, one big play away of tying the game and getting back up.
Yeah, I thought the weather would be a little more of a factor tonight, but I think both coaches certainly are, and the players as well, the people on the field are appreciating that there really hasn't been any rain to speak of, significant rain, as far as since kickoff tonight.
You're right. They pretty much dodged the rain so far, so maybe we can get the game in without any kind of inclement weather coming out.
So from your coaching perspective, Coach Farlow, describe what you think the type of adjustments we'll see from these coaches for the second half.
First and foremost, you know, you got to do away with the penalties and the turnovers, and then you got to, you know, get something going on the run game. Really, both teams they had some good runs, but they've been negated by penalties. Pass protection maybe go shore that up. You know, Anniston kind of went to a two tight end look and kept back in, basically only sent two guys out in the pattern, giving him, you know, max protection there to kind of help them there at the end. You know, be able to have time to throw the football because, you know, with Jacksonville stunning, we're getting a lot of pressure on them early on in the game.
In fact, yeah, taking a look at the weather situation, really not a lot of rain nearby, significant rain, maybe some light mist out there, but not really anything as far as affecting in a big way the play tonight.
So far, you're right. Now, you know, nobody. I looking down at the crowd, only just a few umbrellas are out. Most everybody's sitting with no umbrella, so it must not be doing any kind of heavy rain anyway.
I'll tell you, looking at that radar picture, I think if it stays like it looks, then we may get this game off probably a little better than even I expected, certainly 24 hours ago, Coach.
Right, going with the forecast early, and you saw what happened yesterday. A lot of teams moved their games yesterday with the anticipation of, heavy rain today, but it really so far, fortunately, it's held off for both teams.
So you had in the first quarter, as far as recapping the scoring, a deep pro throw, 2-yard touchdown run on Jacksonville's opening drive, and that was thanks to a third down conversion pass from Ogle and a fourth down conversion pass by Ogle to set up that touchdown run to make it 7-0 Jacksonville after one quarter of play. But both scores in the second quarter coming off of turnovers, as Anniston was able to get a Malachi Taylor touchdown run from about 9 yards out. And the 2-point conversion run from Taylor made it 8-7 Anniston. And then off of a mishandled snap by Anniston, it was a jump ball on third down as Ogle was able to find on a fade pattern route in the left-hand side of the end zone, Kydrick Fisher, to make it 14-8 where we are at now at halftime. As if Jacksonville can win, they would certainly put themselves in position, and not only to be able to possibly get one of those two first-round home games from Region 4, but also, Coach, you put yourself in position if Anniston's able to beat Handley later in the season. If Jacksonville can pull off a win tonight, they still have an opportunity to win the region down the stretch of the regular season.
Yeah, they do. May get a situation where we may get a 2 or 3-way tie, and then it may come down to some type of coin flip. But you're right. To me, tonight, a real must-win for Jacksonville to try to get in seats 1 or 2 in the region. Anniston could still be okay with a loss,
And don't forget that Anniston did beat Handley last year to help them officially get into the playoffs for the 2021 season, as Anniston will be hosting Handley later on in the regular season. So both teams are out of the halftime locker room, as Jacksonville will receive the opening kickoff, as we have a few more minutes left as far as the beginning of the third quarter. But don't forget, we'll once again be at Struts in Oxford. Jim, myself, Joe Medley, and a whole host of others, as we'll award another FNN Player of the Week. And speaking of Handley, we were able to have Coach Larry Strain as well as his star running back. In fact, there you see the fine young man who had one of this state's best all-time single-game performances last week against Jacksonville. Jay Haynes, get this, Coach. A lot of players would wish at any level of ball to have this for a career. For one game, Coach, Jay Haynes, 476 yards with 5 touchdowns.
Yes, and I saw most of them at that game. I think I left at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they may have taken him out of the ball game, and then I think Jackson got a couple of late scores, at the end of the game, because they kept him in there. I believe he would have rushed for over 500 yards rushing himself.
I mean, you've had a historic night, Coach, when all of your touchdown runs, the 5 for Haynes, go over 300 yards rushing just on touchdown runs alone.
Right, he was magnificent. Once he got to the corner and the outside, he just simply had an extra gear that Jacksonville, had no answer for.
And our scheduled next week for the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, another Class 4A Region 4 matchup between Cleburne County and Munford. Munford playing last night, getting a win over Talladega, so they certainly helped their cause as far as positioning themselves for a playoff run down the stretch of the regular season. So that'll be another important game for Munford as far as trying to position themselves to get one of those 4 spots in the postseason next week. So it was Anniston receiving the ball to begin the ball game in the first half, as Jacksonville will go on offense, and this is going to be Who do you think this is a bigger possession for as far as opening up the third quarter? The offense for Jacksonville or defensively for Anniston?
Well, I think for both teams, really. Jacksonville, you force enough to go like they did the first drive and take it down the field. Now you get a little 2-score lead on them, and then Anniston, if you hold them, again, you're just 1 score away and a 2-point from being in the lead again. So, it's big for either team. Interesting to see, how it plays out in these first few minutes of the second half.
Taking a look at more scores from across the state of Alabama as the Calhoun County Commission, as always, presents our halftime coverage. As the Calhoun County Commission invites you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. And some scores from around the state today and around our area. Central Clay County getting a solid win this week against Elmore County. And there you see Isabella out of Central Alabama easily taking care of the Central Coosa. All games this week, region games around the state of Alabama. Chelsea, a team we saw in the first round of the playoffs against Oxford last year, getting a victory this week. Then Cherokee County with an impressive performance so far on the road, up 14-3 at Aniana, the runner-up last year in Class 4A. As we are underway in the second half as Fisher takes it across the 20, gains speed across the sideline, and will give Jacksonville some outstanding field position around their own 45-yard line as we are underway in this third quarter. We remind you that the FNN Game of the Week each and every week presented by Alabama's conservative Republican leader, Congressman Mike Rogers. So Jim Ogle, who struggled, although did have a touchdown pass and made some key throws early in the ball game, but a bit inconsistent in the first half, in large part due to an aggressive pass rush for Anniston. So here's the give, and a loss on the play as Anniston read that little counter replay. As there you see 3 different tacklers led by Hezekiah Harris, who has had an outstanding game tonight at defensive end for Anniston. So just underway in the third quarter as that play was 3 yards back at the 40. A shotgun for Ogle. This will have 2 receivers to this near side. And there you see Greenwood flanked out of the slot receiver and Fisher to the far side. This will be English up the middle, getting a bit more running room. Good patience for him as he'll get the football out to midfield to set up third and manageable situation coming up. Looks like KJ Cole coming in on the tackle for Anniston. So what was 2nd and 14 will now be a 3rd down and 5, so we'll call a 9-yard gain. Line to reach the 45 of Anniston for the first down. Plenty of time on the play clock as the play clock approaching 10 seconds. 2 receivers to each side. Ogle will drop to throw. Has some time and now throws down the field into coverage, and good coverage and almost intercepted, but a flag on the play. Looked like Dobbins got maybe that offhand a little too much on the intended receiver, Fisher. If it's pass interference, that's going to be a first down for Jacksonville. AHSAA officials will tell us in a moment who the penalty flag will be marked off on.
A pass interference on the defense. The 15 yards results in a first down.
That was a good overall play by Dobbins, coach, but I think that off arm was what drew the flag.
You may be right there. He had pretty good coverage there. Man covered into 4-3 with the man, 4-3 man. They got 7 in the box right now, playing straight man.
So it'll be first down and 10.
On the last play they did.
So the penalty extends the drive for Jacksonville as English coming off the right side finds running room across the 30 and taken down around the 29-yard line. So it looks like the big linebacker Malloy off the bottom of that pile with the tackle. That's a good solid first down run for Xavier English of about 6 yards. Drive's already taken a couple of minutes as English right up the middle gets the first down and more as the last few runs, Coach, that offensive line for Jacksonville has started to get an opening, especially right in the middle of the line.
It looked like an inside zone play right there, getting good pushes right up front and control the line of scrimmage.
So another English first down run to the 21 as English off the right side tries to bounce it and breaks off a couple of tackles and works on his own to get inside the 20 into the red zone at the 18-yard line. So other than one pass, it's almost been exclusively on the ground for Coach Clint Smith's Jacksonville Golden Eagles. As it appears we will have a substitution. I think Drew Pridgeon will re-enter the ball game. Check that English back into the ball game. As we had Turner in at running back on the last carry. And here's English getting wrapped up and looks as if he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. But good, solid defense by the Anniston Bulldogs that time to limit that play to no gain. Dobbins, among others, helping out on the tackle. So it'll be third down and 8, we'll say. Line to reach will be just shy of the 10 for the first down.
Going back man.
It looks as if that Anniston wants to blitz as well as the play clock down to 10. Ogle awaiting the snap. He'll drop to throw. Steps up and fires over the middle into coverage, and that's incomplete. Dangerous pass that time as Fisher, the intended receiver, as there was 2 players for Anniston that had an opportunity to pick that ball off.
Looked like Jacksonville had 2 posts going, and they kind of ran their guys into the route there.
Yeah, and actually that on that second look, Coach, that was actually a really good throw to get it into a very tight window. But that may have just gone off of Fisher's hands.
I believe you're right.
So here's Terrell, Mason Terrell, for a 38-yard field goal attempt. High snap, good hold though by Pridgeon, and the kick has plenty of distance, and that is good. 38-yard field goal makes it a 17-8 lead for Jacksonville. As we'll take the timeout here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Mason Terrell bangs home a 38-yard field goal to give Jacksonville their largest lead of the night, up 9. A 2-score ball game, 17-8, as Jacksonville couldn't cash in the red zone as far as a touchdown, but Coach, nonetheless, still got points.
Yes, got points, and like I said, 2-score game now. So
here's
a little more pressure on Anderson's offense.
Short kickoff for Terrell as Thomas takes it back and runs into one defender. And still on his feet and now taken down around the 21-yard line where they're going to mark forward progress. Drive took a little under 4 minutes to open the third quarter for Jacksonville, but still a good, solid start to the third quarter for the Golden Eagles.
Right, anytime you can get points coming out of the half like that is very big for offense.
Puts a little pressure now on the Anderson offense that's been very inconsistent so far tonight. Really not too many big plays. The only touchdown and 2-point conversion they got was off a short field thanks to a special teams turnover. Here's Taylor off of left guard. Gets some good blocking and advances the ball to the 29-yard line, close to the 30. So it'll be a second down. And we'll call about 4 yards to go.
Anderson going to go a little tempo here.
Yeah, going to go no huddle as Taylor getting the call and gets wrapped up. But his momentum carries him for about a couple of yards as there you see Amori Young, who was shaken up earlier in the second quarter, back out in there for Jacksonville at outside linebacker. Also, Zavarius Turner on the tackle, but a first down run for Malachi Taylor. Heavy set to the far side for Anniston as Taylor will plunge forward off the first tackling attempt that time by Zavarius Turner. Will get about maybe 3 yards, certainly a couple of yards. So they'll say 3 yards officially to set up a second down and 7.
Well, the Anniston Southern, they could probably get more in their spread package in right now.
Yeah, you're right, Coach. That's a pretty massive substitution shift for Anniston, as they'll have a long yardage situation and 2 receivers to each side. Cam Sandlin, who's had a pretty quiet ball game so far, lines up in the shotgun. He'll keep it up the middle and try and bounce it out to the outside, near side, and gets the first down, as he'll take a couple of tacklers with him. As Landon Wise tried to tackle him from behind, but not before a solid, in fact, all Cam Sandlin first down run.
Yeah, he tried to hit it right up the middle, but bounced it outside, and Jacksonville lost contain, and he did a great job of getting out here and getting the first down.
Gain of 13 yards to the 47-yard line. So this drive taking about 90 seconds of the third quarter clock so far. It's like a wildcat formation, a bobbled snap, and let's see who gets in. Jacksonville appears that they're going to have the football. And again, Amori Young making the fumble recovery.
Great play by Young. He actually knocked the quarterback, pushed him down where he couldn't get the ball and fell on the ball to recover for Jackson.
Almost a little glorified love tap there, Coach, but good enough to give him some leverage for the ball.
Right, just enough to knock him out of the way where he could get on the ball. And, Anniston very fortunate he didn't scoop and score right there.
No, absolutely, but nonetheless, outstanding field position for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles offense.
That's, 3 bad snaps so far for Anniston. Again, if it's a whip ball, I don't know.
Here's the shotgun and the give from Ogle, as English will get wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. So there you see 3 tacklers in on the play for Anniston.
Yeah, good job by Anniston there. Again, off the RPO they gave, they got the bubble up top off of it. They may come back and try to throw that here in a minute.
Quandarius Elston leading the way on the tackle along the defensive line. So loss of 2. 2 receivers each side for Jacksonville, as the flip on the pop pass going to Fisher, as he'll break a couple of tackles and makes some pretty decent yardage, as he'll get across the 25 to the 24-yard line. That's a gain of 8 on that short little pop pass.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to start running the jet, and he saw a hole in the middle and took it up there, and I believe he got a heat timeout here.
Indeed, our first heat timeout of the second half, and we'll take the timeout with them. 5:35 left third quarter as Jacksonville trying to take control of this game, up 9 on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 2.
English gets the call up the middle and moves the sticks into the red zone, as Jacksonville will have a 1st and 10. Almost looking, really with the way their defense has been playing, Coach, looking to try and put this game away as they're up 9 and an opportunity to add more to that lead.
Yeah, a score here would be huge for Jacksonville.
Here's the snap as Ogle rolls. looking for help, and now throws and jump ball and incomplete.
Hope is already went over the fence.
Yeah, back corner of the end zone for Fisher. Has good tight coverage in the defensive backfield. I believe it was Pope that time, DJ Pope on the coverage. Yeah, that's a short little area as far as that corner there, Coach. Not a lot of room for error, especially for the receiver and for the defensive backs.
Yeah, down in that corner, that end zone, it is very close to the fence there, and basically got knocked over the fence.
Yeah, as we were observing, at least Coach Paul Farlow was observing during the break, the ball being protected with a towel during the break to keep it as dry as possible, as some of the heaviest rain we've seen tonight coming down. There's a second down carry on 2nd down and 10 for Xavier English, as he'll get a couple of yards to set up a 3rd down and about 8 around the 16-yard line. So approaching 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And Jacksonville would be just simply happy to take care of the football and get any points they can to extend what is a 2-score lead at 9. Line to reach just shy of the 5, and before the snap and a break that time for Jacksonville, as that was a low snap and a flag on the play.
So 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Golden Eagles. It looked like Anniston going straight man, and they were sending everybody. They were going to come with 7 that time. All the linebackers were coming too. So.
Well, officially a false start. Marches it back 5 yards, across the 20 to around the 21-yard line. We didn't talk about the last field goal, but Drew Pridgeon did an outstanding job of fielding a high snap, getting the ball down, allowing his place kicker Mason Terrell to boot a 38-yard field goal. So certainly in Terrell's range as the snap, and here comes the throw over the middle, and that was a lot of mustard on that fastball over the middle for Ogle. That goes incomplete, intended for Pridgeon. So it'll be a 4th down situation coming up, and with 4th and 14, there's going to be another field goal opportunity for Mason Terrell. He's already made 1 field goal here in the 3rd quarter from 38 yards out, and it's going to be about the same distance, but a bit further toward the hash mark far side.
And a little more rain this time.
Yeah, let's see what they do with the snap, as this is some of the heaviest rain we have seen tonight. 38-yard field goal, snap and hold, and the line drive kick doesn't get there as it's too low, no good. That's probably where the wet field affected the footing, as we'll go ahead and take the timeout. A little over 4 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Jacksonville still leading 17-8 on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Anniston has the football, as while we were away, Cam Sandlin found Deion Lunsford on a rollout pass to the near side that gained a 1st down. A 1st down catch of 13 yards, and Taylor rushes it up the middle for 3 yards.
Back in that heavy set.
You would think a running play, and will be a keeper, as nice defense by really the entire Jacksonville defense, as there you see Young as well as T.J. Wilson in the defensive backfield, as it appears that Amori Young is down once again. So Young hits the deck right in front of us around the 33-yard line. I hope
it may be cramps. I think that's what he had right before halftime.
Well, I hope that's all it is for Young, as he's had an outstanding ball game, recovering a couple of fumbles and really kind of setting the tone defensively for Jacksonville tonight. Now, no, as far as the average fan that likes offense, coach, is not the type of ball, and certainly wet weather doesn't necessarily lend to high-scoring football, especially through the passing game. But if you're Clint Smith, you've got to be pretty happy with how your team's been playing tonight.
Oh, yeah, they played real well tonight. You know, like I said, they benefited from a few turnovers and played really good defense all night long and had two good, drives on offense, one for a touchdown at the beginning of the game and then the field goal here in the second half.
Now, they've made some mistakes tonight, Coach Farlow, but I think for Jacksonville, even with the mistakes that they've made, they've done a far better job of taking care of the ball overall than Anniston has.
Yeah, I think they had one bad snap on a field goal attempt earlier in the first half, but other than that, you're right. They protect the ball pretty well. Looks like he is cramping up, and, a lot of times that happens on a muggy night like this, especially in the second half. You come out after, halftime there, and that's when they normally hit you around the third quarter or fourth quarter. Be interested to see if anybody else cramps up.
And really, minus a short field for a touchdown, Anniston has not been able to move the ball in this Jacksonville defense all night.
Yeah, they're going empty right here. Let's see if Jackson puts stunts pressure. They've been having success.
Yeah, the Bulldogs of Anniston need to get something going, as here's the bubble screen pass, and reading it like a book that time is the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, as there is the linebacker Zavarius Turner reading the bubble screen and immediately making the tackle.
A good play by that young man. Diagnosed it, made the tackle. Minimal gain. Got a punt again.
It's like 3 and out. Well, one first down, check that, for Anniston, but a short possession nonetheless for the Anniston Bulldogs offense, as it'll be Fisher once again coming out to return the punt from Anniston's Cam Sandlin. There's snap, rush coming, and Sandlin gets a fairly decent punt off. Short punt, however, but gets an Anniston roll, as it'll be fielded around the 40-yard line. Winding our way toward the end of the third quarter, we'd like to remind you that the 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week, presented by FNN Bank, home of the high school spirit card. Service, solutions, strength isn't just a tagline. At FNN Bank, we're here for you. And the line of scrimmage play has definitely been there for Jacksonville tonight, having the upper hand on both, primarily defensive line especially, but moments along the offensive line as well. Here's snap, and English will go up the middle and gets a couple of yards across the 40 to the 42-yard line. And it almost seems, Coach, just observing the strategy right now for Coach Clint Smith, that he likes where his team's at right now, up 2 scores with the rain coming down. He's not going to put this game in the hands of Ogle as far as the passing game is concerned. It's almost as if he's trying to bleed out the clock and get this game to the finish line.
Yeah, just don't turn the ball over, run the ball. Yeah, that's 2 good plays by Anniston on defense. Really, no game may have lost a yard there. So
and there you see big KJ Cole leading the way on the tackle, as English ran right into that brick wall for no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 8. So the line to reach for the first down will be just across the midfield stripe. And while Jacksonville has played a very solid game, it's been a very disappointing game really for Anniston so far tonight. A lot of mistakes, not a lot of big plays for their offense. Now the rain's had a lot to do with it, but Jacksonville has had a lot to do with it as well. Here's the 3rd down passing situation as Ogle scrambling and now throwing for all it's worth. down the field and almost intercepted. Great effort that time by Jalen Cunningham, the strong safety, as that potential INT just goes off his hands.
Really good thing he didn't intercept. He had been probably better than the punt, but he had great coverage.
Actually, the way that we've seen some high, low snaps, you may be right on that. So we'll see what happens as far as this fourth down scenario is concerned. Cunningham in to return, as he'll field, at least line up rather, from his own 28-yard line.
Looks like Jasper missed somebody on their punt protection there, personal protector back there.
Here's the snap, a short snap, and then the quick kick. Kind of a wobbly knuckleball kick that Cunningham fields at the 25 and will run out of bounds. In fact, it's dragged out of bounds by the free safety in Will Phillips around the 28-yard line.
He does a good job of getting that punt off real quick, one step and this out of there, which is good.
I think especially with the issues that they've had with their special team snaps, with special teams in general, that's probably was a adjustment as far as a little coaching point for Clint Smith to just get a short snap, manageable snap, and get that ball away. So here's Anniston with the ball from their own 29-yard line, we'll call it, as we're closing in on the end of the third quarter. Here's Sandlin, plenty of time, throws down the field, underthrown and knocked away, incomplete. So no flag on the play. It's a good job by Will Phillips to turn around when the ball got to them, as that pass falls harmlessly to the ground, incomplete.
Yeah, he was open, and just the pass was a little underthrown. Again, you're throwing with a wet football here, so that might have had a little something to do with it. But pretty good play by the young man from Jacksonville. Yeah,
it looked as if Javon Thomas had gotten a step behind Phillips, but the pass was underthrown, incomplete. So second down and 10. Still time for Anniston to make a comeback, but they have to get a spark in their offense. Sandlin, plenty of time. He'll throw over the middle, into traffic, and incomplete. Outstanding defense that time, as you had the main man on the coverage, the cornerback, Tyshawn Cameron. It looks like the receiver going over the middle that time, Dion Lunsford, a little shaken up. That's an outstanding defense. Plenty of time the last couple of pass plays.
Right, he had ample amount of time to throw the football. He tried a little mesh route there, crossing pattern, and just missed him.
Yeah, and that was into a tight window as well. Line to reach at the first down will be the 39. Back to throw on third down, under some pressure as Sandlin tries to escape, as he's just going to throw it away as he gets wrestled to the ground around the 25.
That probably going to be intentional ground in there. He really had nobody to throw to.
Well, it's going to be fourth down in any case, as that's what our duo of officials around the 23-yard line are discussing.
I don't know, is that a loss of down? Take a penalty right there. It could be a loss of down, so you take the penalty in that situation.
Well, it would be a loss of down on an intentional grounding, but I don't think they're going to call that. But no harm, no foul, really, for Jacksonville's defense.
Ball, personal foul on the defense. So 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
I wonder if Hal Sandlin was thrown almost tomahawk to the ground is what blew an unnecessary roughness, personal foul type of penalty.
Very well be.
Usually now in the college and the pro game, as long as the quarterback's outside the tackle box and gets the ball across the line of scrimmage, there's no intentional grounding.
Right, in high school it's not.
So it'll be a gift first down for Anniston, as he'll keep their offense on the field.
Maybe they can capitalize and put a score on the board here.
Well, they desperately need a score here, down 2 scores. So Sandlin will line up in the shotgun, and a bad snap, as it'll be Taylor recovering and fighting his way back for any yardage that he can, as he'll get tackled deep in the backfield.
Might be a penalty there.
So it looks as if that was Drew Pridgeon in the ball game. making the tackle. So Anniston lucky to get the football back as we are through 3 quarters of play here in Anniston. Jacksonville on the good end of a 17-8 lead as we have 12 minutes left in our FNN High School football game of the week.
Gotta have a ring first. Remember, she has to say yes to the ring before she says yes to the dress. Riverside just makes it better.
The final 12 minutes of our FNN High School football game of the week, as it is Jacksonville leading 17-8 over Anniston. Jacksonville coming in 0-1 in Class 4A Region 4 play, but 2-1 overall. Anniston a perfect 3-0 overall coming into the game. Here's Malachi Taylor up the middle as he'll get some decent running room across the 40 to the 41-yard line for a gain of 5. That was a third down rather, in 18 to go. So now it's going to be 4th down, and they'll spot the ball near the original line of scrimmage, and that'll be around the 42-yard line or so. So Anniston's going to need the Jacksonville 47 to keep this drive alive.
Well, we got 3rd down on the scoreboard and 4th down on the chain over there.
Yeah, a little confusion out there, so we're going to have a whistle and an official's timeout. Actually, check that, a timeout for Anniston. So that's their first timeout called for here in the second half with 11:16 to go in the football game. We'd like to remind you the 2022 FNN Game of the Week sponsored by the Calhoun County Commission. If you're looking for the perfect place to live or start a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Not a lot to offer for the home fans for Anniston tonight, as they have struggled, especially on offense tonight. They got a short field off of a fumbled punt from Jacksonville in the second quarter that they were able to get a Malachi Taylor touchdown run and a 2-point conversion to take a brief lead. But so far tonight, even with the wet conditions, factoring that in, Jacksonville has played like really the more physically superior team tonight.
Yeah, they definitely played with more consistency on both sides of the ball through 3 quarters.
Well, I mean, that's one thing in talking with Coach Rico White yesterday, that he had been pleased with his team's physicality through the first 3 games of the season and their discipline as far as the overall theme of discipline for this year's team, but they have not looked like a disciplined team tonight.
Well, penalties and errors on snaps.
Here's the pump fake. And the throw, open receiver down the field for Cunningham, and that is complete for a big first down for the Anniston offense.
Just a huge play. It caught him on a wheel route right there and got behind everybody.
So from the 42 inside the 25 to the 23 of Jacksonville as a second look at that last pass completion. And there you see Cunningham catching it around the 35 and advancing it 12 more yards as the pump fake. Plenty of time, and the throw is complete over the middle inside the 10 to around the 8-yard line, as making the catch was Jamarius Billingsley. Anniston going a little tempo, as we'll have a injury timeout for Jacksonville. But a little tempo, Coach, in the last 2, in fact, the best 2 plays we've seen tonight for Anniston in back-to-back plays.
Right, the previous play, they faked a bubble, and he just continued on the wheel route and got behind everybody, and then they ran double slant bubble and he hit one of the slant guys on the inside guy at the top of the screen there. So it looked like, again, we may have a cramp here.
Yeah, that play, the first of those passes was a 35-yard pass completion to Cunningham, and then Billingsley reeling in a 15-yard first down grab. As we'll remind you during this injury timeout that Cleburne County at Munford, another Class 4A Region 4 matchup, will be our scheduled FNN high school football game of the week next Friday night. I think we should be getting our first taste, little appetizer, even as a small little dish of fall next week for our FNN high school football game of the week weather-wise.
Well, it would be nice, cooling it, to play a game that's a little bit cooler, not as muggy like it is tonight.
Absolutely. One disadvantage as far as the high school football season down in this part of the country is that your first half of the season played in almost summer-like weather.
Right, that's why they incorporate the heat timeouts, I think through the first 3 or 4 games anyway.
Exactly. Well, this is officially week 3 of the season, 4th week if you count week 0 of the season. So almost to that halfway point as far as our 2022 regular season. So a long way to go before you get to postseason, as this will be the direct snap, and Sandlin will take it up the middle and try and push toward the goal line. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Anniston. Determination that time by the South Carolina commit and senior quarterback Cam Sandlin, as he runs, looks like right into Phillips, and then just determines his way, bulls his way in, Coach.
Yeah, they got in a bunch set, empty backfield, and just ran at the bunch side where it kind of makes it an unbalanced look. And he just finds a hole and hit it and then took it into the end zone. May see it again. It looks like it's about the same formation.
Yeah, this will be a big two-point conversion opportunity now, as Sandlin going up the middle, trying to fight his way to the goal line, and I think he's going to be a little short this time. So it looks like they're going to mark the ball at the 1-yard line, so it appears that the two-point conversion attempt is, and it is indeed, or let's see, no official indication. From the naked eye, it doesn't look as if the two-point conversion is good, and there you are.
One official signal's no good, you're right.
And then our referee says no good. So we'll take the timeout. 17-14, Jacksonville leading Anniston on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Did you know Kona Ice can help you fundraise for your school? It's true. It's quick, it's easy, and the kids absolutely love having Kona Ice. We'll let you in on a little secret. Teachers love it too. So, how can we help you fundraise this year? It's quick, it's easy, the kids love it, and teachers love it too.
From historic Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium in the heart of Anniston, James Hardy and Paul Farlow with you for our FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Should expect Coach Eddie Bullock back with us next week for our trip down to Munford. But it'll be Sandlin kicking off, as they got a couple of big-time passes, including a 3rd and long pass down the sideline from Sandlin to Cunningham. Another 15-yard pass to Billingsley, and then Sandlin finishing off the drive with an 8-yard touchdown run. We have the official, the side judge at the near side, blowing the play dead before Sandlin can get the foot into the ball. No explanation that we could see down there as far as that quick whistle. But Jacksonville now trying to hold on to their lead. What was 9, now down to 3. Here's the kick. End over into the far side as Fisher washes it. Stay at the 1 yard line. And now he's going to have to do something with it, as he'll escape a couple of tacklers, create something out of nothing, and not a bad kickoff return that time to the 24 yard line.
You're right. That ball stopped, went dead on about the 2 yard line, so that's a live ball. And he did a great job getting it up to, 24 yard line?
Absolutely. What looked as if probably on a dry field would have gone to the end zone, but just kind of stopped right at the 1 yard line.
Like a good wedge in there to the green there, just stopping.
So with still plenty of time in the fourth quarter, let's see how a 3-point advantage now maybe changes the strategy for Jacksonville. Spread formation as the quick bubble screen pass is incomplete. High from the get-go on the snap, and then the throw to Fisher was short-hopped, incomplete. Little high snaps probably shouldn't have been enough to throw off the play, as that pass rushed incomplete. So 3 receivers to the far side. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. Ogle to throw, has to step up.
Got a man wide open up top there, missed him.
Throws to the near side, incomplete. As trying to get open that time, the intended receiver for Jacksonville. Trying to dive after that one was Turner as it goes incomplete. Actually, Turner had separated from the linebacker, but you had noted there's another receiver open on the other side of the field for Jacksonville.
Yeah, he got a little pressure there, and he, took his eyes down a little bit and moved up in the pocket, missed him, but he did have a receiver wide open up top.
3rd down and 10. Here's the little screen pass complete. 1st down and a whole lot more as Turner reels in the 3rd down and 10 grab and takes it to the 39 for a 15-yard gain to keep the drive alive.
Perfect call. Anderson's bringing the blitz. You see they're bringing everybody here, and he just drops it off to the back out of the backfield, and big 1st down.
Yeah, kind of a flare pass, almost a combo of a flare and a wheel pattern that time. 3 receivers, far side. This will be Turner trying to bounce to the far side, but getting nothing as he tries to cut it back up the middle. Solid defense from Anniston as KJ Cole, among others, helping out on the tackle. So it'll be no gain, 2nd down and 10. Anybody's ball game as we are under 10 minutes left in the game.
Anderson looking for a stop right here.
Jacksonville has led the majority of the game as Ogle drops to throw, steps up, and now throws down the field, and it is complete. Complete deep into Anniston territory as Devontae Sinclair appears. No, they'll wipe it off and say incomplete.
Tough break right there. That was going to be a heck of a throwing catch right there.
We should get a really good look on this replay, Coach. They must have said that the ball was trapped on the ground as Sinclair was rolling with the football.
It's kind of hard to see right here, but when he rolls, he looks like he has it.
I thought he had it from first glance from a live play.
I did too.
But the officials were right there on it, so that's given them the benefit of the doubt. 3rd down. Ogle throwing into coverage. That's intercepted. Anniston with the football, as they'll say they'll blow the play dead.
What happened?
Must have been an inadvertent whistle. I don't see a flag on the play. Let's take a second look at that last play. Looked as if Dobbins had gotten an interception. So there's Dobbins reeling it in, and I don't see him. Yeah, I think that was just an inadvertent whistle, Coach.
It has to be an inadvertent whistle.
So they'll spot the football from where Dobbins made the interception. A big turnover for Anniston, basically like a punt, but that'll be the first interception of the night for Jaden Dobbins.
We have an inadvertent whistle. This Black's ball, first down.
Tough break because he had room to run after he had that ball intercepted as well.
Yeah, that's a break for Jacksonville indeed, coaches. Anniston probably would have had a lot better field position, but hey, the way they've played for most of this game, they have to feel really good about having a legitimate chance of maybe winning this game.
Right, a drive here and score, they're up. So yes, you're right. But like I said, probably good as a punt right there in that situation.
Exactly. So Sandlin will bring his team out, and looks as if that they're going to have an empty backfield once we come out of this officials timeout. They're still waiting to blow the ball back into play.
You know, I don't know. I may be wrong now, but I don't know on an inadvertent whistle you have the option of having that replayed.
I don't think Anniston would want that.
I'm talking about Jacksonville.
Gotcha.
Because I remember when we were playing Hope's Bluff and we had a fumble and it got knocked to our sideline and our wideout picked up and blew a whistle and we had to go back and replay the down.
Oh, you know the Anniston folks will not be very happy if that turns out to be the case.
And there again, I may be. Yeah, I don't know if Clint Smith was asking that same question. I may be wrong. I'm not sure, but that could be a situation where he's got the option to replay the down.
While we have some time, let's remind you that our FNN Game of the Week is sponsored each and every week by the Calhoun County Commission. If you're looking for the perfect place to live or start a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. So let's see what our officials have to offer as far as who's going to get the ball. And I believe it'll still be the Anniston offense on the field. Off an inadvertent whistle, Jayden Dobbins had gotten the interception. And they're going to spot the football from the Anniston, we'll call it the 23. Plenty of time, 9-10 officially left in the ball game. 5 receivers on the play as Dobbins runs up the middle, breaks one tackle in the clear, has the first down and a whole lot more as he's still on his feet and now out of bounds around midfield for a big 27-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, they went empty right here. You can see right here he runs quarterback draw, big gain.
Yeah, outstanding blocking up front for the Bulldogs offensive line as they will spot the ball right at midfield. So it looks as if that Anniston wants to run a little tempo here, as they were able to score a 7-yard touchdown run from Cam Sandlin on their last drive. Trying to take the lead here in the fourth quarter. Shotgun snap, and the keeper for Sandlin is he'll bounce it to the far side and get some good yardage into Jacksonville territory as he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And there you saw defensively on the play, number 15, T.J. Wilson, helping out on the tackle.
They're going empty, and they're only leaving 5 in the box, Jacksonville is, and it's just man-on-man blocking right there, and he's picking the hole and going, and they got something going right now with that play.
Yeah, it looks as if a late adjustment for Coach Rico White to spread the field out, and as you mentioned, try and get one-on-one blocking for his offensive line.
You eliminate some of those out of the box and that because you got to cover them out there, and they kind of bunch back in your net this time.
So 7-yard gain on 1st and 10, as this will be
fumble
on the play, and Anniston is able to get the football. Number 63, Darius Feaster, the right guard, on the spot to keep possession of the ball for Anniston.
Pretty good hands on lineman right there, wasn't it, when he gets that ball in midair?
Oh, outstanding look at that one as far as who stripped the ball, and that was D. Prothrow with the forced fumble. So a near miss on turnover for the defense for Jacksonville.
And spreading them back out.
I think you know who's going to have the football on this one on a 3rd and 5. And before the snap, the play is blown dead. Well, timeout on the field. Timeout for Jacksonville. Let's take the timeout with them. 17-14, Jacksonville holding on to the lead here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The FNN High School Football Game of the Week, a key Class 4A Region 4 matchup between number 6 Anniston and number 7 Jacksonville, as it's separated by just 3 points. Officially 8:06 remaining in the ball game. 3rd down and 5, line to reach from the 45 is the 40 for the first down. Here's the pump fake. Under pressure is Sandlin as he'll dump it down complete. Cunningham advances upfield and I think will have the first down. Needed the 40, got across the 40 to the 38. An outstanding recognition that time, Sandlin.
Yeah, Jacksonville brought pressure and he just checked down, man, out here in the flat. Nobody was on him, got a big first down.
So that was a big 3rd down conversion for the Anniston Bulldogs as they keep the drive alive. Football 38. Here's the keeper up the middle and big running room and could go to the house. Sandlin gives Anniston the lead.
I believe Anniston found something that empty set, just directs that the quarterback, and he just glides and finds a hole and goal, and that's what he did, took it to the house.
And there you see the students mobbing each other and Cam Sandlin, as once he found the clearing, it was off to the races. 7:54 left in the ball game. Second touchdown run of the 4th quarter for Cam Sandlin, as Anniston has come back from a 9-point deficit to take a 3-point lead.
Big conversion right here. That'll get them up more than a field goal. A field goal could tie if they don't make it here. So, force them to have to make a touchdown to get back up.
So this is the running back Malachi Taylor in at the Wildcat position. Gets the snap and tries to take it off the right side. An outstanding defense that time to force it back up the middle as play is blown dead back upfield.
We got touchdown over here, 2
Or
points.
check that. They do say a 2-point conversion.
That's big right there. Forces Jacksonville now to have to score a touchdown where a field goal was tied up.
I tell you what, Coach, I thought that play had been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but Malachi Taylor just pushes his way to the end zone. And we'll take the timeout here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
You need help from behind.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
Jacksonville advancing the football on the kickoff, as the Golden Eagles will take it to the 35-yard line, as the return man Zavarius Turner will take it about 19 yards. As Jacksonville now find themselves down 5, as Cam Sandlin got the touchdown rush from 32 yards, and then give a lot of credit to Malachi Taylor, as it looked as if he was going to be stopped for no points in the 2-point conversion, but he just kept those legs churning. Got a little help from his teammates, but still was able to just will his way in for an important 2-point conversion. So now a little adversity for Jacksonville, as we'll have the pre-snap penalty coming up. illegal procedure on the Golden Eagles of Jacksonville, so it'll be first down and 15 from their own 29. Tell you what, Coach, I think you had mentioned during the break and maybe even before we went to break, that empty set may be something the rest of the season that Anniston kind of bases their offense around with Cam Sandlin.
We had a lot of success with that drive with it.
Yeah, a lot of success and just kind of almost able to kind of open up their offense. Here's the give up the middle, as it'll be, looks like Turner with the football, as he'll get more than the penalty yards. In fact, pushes the ball across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Good solid blocking right at the middle of the defense as the rain picking up here in Anniston. Coming down to the wire as we're approaching 7 minutes left in the ball game. 7:15 and counting. Here's the play action. Ogle stops and throws. Has a receiver complete for the first down and a whole lot more to his favorite target that time in Kydrick Fisher, as the sticks will be moved on the first down pass.
A little sprint action flood one side there and got it for a big first down.
So Fisher takes it to the 49-yard line, a gain of 11 on the pass. Now almost a driving monsoon out there, as Jacksonville trying to retake the lead. Here's the give to Turner. Not a whole lot off the right side that time, as that may get the ball to midfield. So you had about 3 black shirts there for Anniston on the tackle. It looked as if that Roscoe Malloy coming in from the bottom of the pile on the tackle. Little tempo for Jacksonville, as the snap and the give will go to English, as he'll get about 3 to across midfield to the 47 of Anniston.
We're going to get a heat timeout here. We're going to let him go.
Well, we'll see here. Usually would get the heat timeout, but I think play is going to continue. We're under 6 minutes left in the football game. Big third down conversion attempt for Jacksonville. Down 5. Time starting to become a factor. There's the snap and the give to Turner. Has blocking and hurdles a tackler in just shy of the first down as he's knocked out of bounds around the 42-yard line. We'll take a second look at that third down run, setting up what will be a 4th down and 1. And check that Turner getting good blocking on the right side, hurdling one defender, and there's Malloy with a big push to save the first down. So 3rd down and 6. Let's see if we have an official's timeout. Yeah, we have a timeout on the field, as both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. We'd like to remind you that the 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week is sponsored by Young Oil Grub Mart, home of the 99-cent bag of ice and everybody's favorite, the popcorn bucket. Buy yours and get free popcorn refills for an entire year. Cam Sandlin so far in this 4th quarter providing the Anniston faithful with plenty of popcorn to enjoy as far as Sandlin's impressive 4th quarter performance, and he's been the difference as far as making the plays when Anniston has needed it on offense to give them the lead.
He was key in that last drive to go ahead. I mean, it was basically all him runs, and I think he might have put a back there one time, but still basically the same thing. You got 4th and less than a yard, and nobody's under center anymore. Now you got to snap a shotgun snap back 5 yards, gain a foot.
And with the way
the way the rain's coming down,
a risky proposition. Here's the snap, and the give goes to English. Needs a yard and gets it for the first down, and a whole lot more inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, big run, big play right there for Jacks. Good blocking at the point of attack for him.
So that was Xavier English bouncing it off right tackle and then cutting it up, finding just the hole he needed for the first down. 5 minutes left in the football game. Field goal will not help right now for Jacksonville. As Ogle under pressure, now trying to escape and throws, and that'll be incomplete. So incomplete pass intended for Pridgeon. As it looks as if Pridgeon hobbling a little bit, going back to the huddle.
I thought for a minute he had room to run out here, but Anderson linebacker did a good job of closing to cut off the run and forcing him to go ahead and throw that pass.
So we'll have a substitution for Pridgeon coming off the sideline for Jacksonville. It looks as if the starting free safety coming in at wide receiver for Clint Smith and Will Phillips. Man in motion is the fullback Greenwood. Here's the give to Turner, has room off the right side, cuts it up, and will have his first down and more as he'll get in the red zone inside the 15 far boundary to about the 14. Looks like a good block that time, Coach, from the right tackle, Nick Smith, the senior, helping to lead to that big gainer.
Right, it looked like a zone to the right side, and he did a good job of blocking. Anderson lost contained, didn't set the edge, and did a good job of bouncing, run outside there.
We got a timeout on the field, and we'll take a timeout with them here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
Yep. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left in what's turned out to be a thrilling fourth quarter here in Anniston at historic Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium in the heart of Anniston. Jacksonville trying to retake the lead as we're getting late in tonight's ball game. Greenwood, the fullback. Here's the give to Turner, trying to bounce it off the right side and now cuts it up the field as he's trying to drive those legs and gets the first down. And does he get in? Jacksonville says yes, and the officials say that it's just short of the goal line, but that's good enough for the first down.
And you set it down, clock, keep on what they got, it looks like the 1 yard line.
As there you see on the replay, the pile continuing to push toward the goal line. And so it's going to be a first down as the clock runs under 4 minutes left in the ball game. It'll be first and goal. They'll spot the ball officially at the 2. Here's the give up the middle. Turner, is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown for Jacksonville. So the short yardage situation, as there you see Turner going right up the middle.
It looked like a power play inside the off-guard pull and led up in the hole right there.
So it'll be really getting the boatload of carries in this fourth quarter for Jacksonville. Zavarius Turner with his first touchdown run of the night. As Jacksonville now takes a 1-point lead and looks as if we will have a timeout for the 2-point conversion.
And talk over what they're going to run.
We'll step aside for a quick timeout here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
The FNN High School Football Game of the Week coming down to the wire once again, as Jacksonville now has a 23-22 lead thanks to an impressive fourth quarter drive, capping off a 2-yard touchdown run by Zavarius Turner. Here's the pitch to Turner, trying to stretch it to the outside, and he's going to be stopped well shy of the goal line. No good on the 2-point conversion. There's number 4, Jamarius Billingsley, helping out on tackle, as the 2-point conversion try is no good, keeping it at a 1-point lead for Jacksonville. Maybe a fourth quarter, coach, where the last team that has the ball is going to win this game.
Very well could be. Jacksonville had a lot of success. Looked like that whole drive running to their right. They found something over and just kept going at it, and just a great drive, great answer after Anniston scored to take the lead.
And certainly congratulations to our Week 2 game picker winner, Donald Turner of here in Anniston. Be sure, as we'll have a lot more opportunities throughout the season to award you out there as far as our game pickers for the season. FNN Coaches Show will return Tuesday evening from Strutt's Wings in Oxford. We'll have coaches from the area, myself, Jim, Joe Medley from the Anniston Star, and a whole lot more, and our FNN Player of the Week for this week's games. So the Player of the Week for this week still very much up in the air as far as our FNN Player of the Week. Jacksonville will kick things off as Terrell gets the end-over-end kick. It'll be Cunningham at the 10-yard line. Stutter stepping and going across the 30 to around the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. We'll stay with Class 4A Region 4 play for our next game of the week, as we'll make the short trip down Highway 21 from here to Munford, as Cleburne County will take on Munford for what will be another crucial game as far as region play is concerned in Region 4 Class 4A, as far as which of those two teams has the opportunity to make postseason. And right now it's an opportunity for one of these two teams, maybe both of them, depending on how the standings evolve over the course of the regular season as far as who gets first round home game. Sandlin off the left side advances to the 39-yard line. Solid blocking off the left side, as that tackle made by Will Greenwood. Clock approaching that 3-minute mark, as you see at the top portion of your screen. We'll call it a 5-yard gain. Sandlin will operate in the shotgun. Pitch it out to Taylor. Gets some blocking off the near side. Has lots of running room. First down and more. He could go 25-20, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Anniston.
What a play. Just a simple, quick pitch to the side. Had great blocking down the side. Once he got to the sideline, they had it walled off, carried it in for touchdown.
So what was a defensive game, really a sloppy game for the first 3 quarters, has all of a sudden evolved into an offensive explosion.
In this fourth quarter, you're right.
So there you see Malachi Taylor rushing it down the near sideline for 62 yards and the go-ahead touchdown. Another big 2-point conversion coming up. A successful 2-point conversion would make it a full touchdown lead for the homestanding Anniston Bulldogs. So we've seen some Wildcat quarterback in this scenario, but it appears that Cam Sandlin will take care of things as far as operating the signals.
Back in that heavy set over here, bunch, close.
Here's Sandlin going off the right side. Good blocking. Gets leveled as he was going to the goal line. As there you had Kydrick Fisher making that big hit right at the goal line. But I do think that 2-point conversion attempt is good, and it is indeed. So Sandlin pays for his 2-point conversion, but As we take this time out, Anniston now leads by 7, 30-23.
You've been in an accident. Your car needs body work and you're not having a great day. But things just got better. Wesley Paint and Body Shop in Oxford will take it from here. As soon as you walk through the door, you know you're in a friendly, state-of-the-art collision center with over 100 years of combined professional experience. We offer a 24-hour towing service. It's your choice who repairs your vehicle, and we work with all insurance companies. Wesley's Paint and Body Shop is on 78 right across from Camping World. We're here to make your day a whole lot better.
Never know what you're going to get out of a football game, especially on a Friday night, and Anniston and Jacksonville have shown that. It was 17-8 Jacksonville going into the fourth quarter, and now Anniston has scored 22 here in the fourth quarter to take a 30-23 lead. James Hardy, Paul Farlow with you from the heart of Anniston, Alabama at Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium. So Sandlin will kick things off for the black-clad Anniston Bulldogs. We have Fisher to return as the line drive end-over-end kick will be fielded rather by Turner at the 5. Looking for room and has some. 30. Still going and now down at the 36-yard line. So there you see the time remaining as Jacksonville still has an opportunity. If they score a touchdown, they can tie it with PAT, or if they were to go for 2, retake the lead. And that's how big that 2-point conversion make was for Cam Sandlin, because now it makes it a full touchdown lead.
I feel like I have another cramp down here.
It looks like a special teams stoppage in play. It's Zavarius Turner, one of the linebackers as well, has had some outstanding minutes at running back here in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. So we'll be with you at 6:30 next Friday night and keep things as far as Class 4A Region 4 for Munford in Cleburne County. Gives us a little time as far as taking a look at the region standings coming in to tonight. And obviously Anniston and Handley atop the region when it came to their first region wins last week. Handley, Cleburne County, and Anniston all got their first region wins last week. And Jacksonville fell last week at home to Handley. Munford's now 1-1. And Talladega 0-2 in the region. And White Plains still, at least going into tonight, to play their first region game of the season. So overall records, Anniston and Handley each at 3-0. Jacksonville and Munford at 2-1. White Plains at 1-1, Cleburne County at 1-3, and Talladega at 0-3. So this obviously a big game as far as one of the winner really of this game having an important leg up trying to get a first round postseason home game in the Class 4A playoffs. Here's the give up the middle. Solid blocking for about 3 yards for Jacksonville as D. Prothrow getting one of his few carries so far tonight. Had the opening touchdown early in the first quarter, but since that was actually, I think, his first run since early in the first quarter. So gain of 3. Give once again to Prothrow as he'll break out of one tackle, but runs right into the teeth of the Anniston defense.
Yeah, they came back with a power play that they scored on, and it was just a great job of Anniston there stopping it for no gain.
Under 2 minutes now, Coach, so it is do or die time for Ogle and the Jacksonville offense.
Right. You're in two down territory. You got to get first down. One time out, you're surely not going to punt it, so you got it.
Well, and this drives the ball game for Jacksonville, so they have to get this ball in the end zone. Here's Ogle rolling out, looking downfield, and now tucking and running and getting out of bounds to stop the clock, but he's shy of the first down by about 5 yards.
4th and 5 coming up. This could be your ball game right here.
Now they stop the clock at 1:24 to go. As Ogle is able to get out of bounds for minimal yardage, but it'll be a manageable 4th down opportunity at the 49, their own, for the Golden Eagles of Jacksonville. Line to reach the 46 of Anniston. One timeout for both teams, and looks as if Anniston wants to set up their defense, wants to talk strategy, and use their final timeout.
Yeah, I guess they want to make sure they got it. Calls they want, personnel they want in the game. You know, Jacksonville, you got to call your best. 5-6 yard pass play. Feel that gives you a chance to get the first down.
So, a wild fourth quarter tonight from Anniston, as the Bulldogs look down for the count, but Coach, they've been able to fight their way back, and right now they're on the long end. The long stick end of a 7-point lead, and they just need one stop left to seal the ball game.
Right, this is it right here. They should ice the game away. Jackson got to come up with their best, play to give them 5-6 yards for first down.
Looks as if that the two teams are about to come back out onto the field for an important 4th down play. This will be 4th down from the 49. Line to reach the 46, so 4th down and 5. Ogle shotgun, drops the throw. Quick slant, complete over the middle for the first down. Pass caught by Will Phillips, the wide receiver from the far side. As there you see just a quick pass, one of the only times we've seen that slant pattern, and it was successful.
Back to the one receiver side, too.
So that'll move the sticks.
Wasting time here trying to get the formation correct.
Only one timeout at the disposal for Jacksonville. That's the football at the Anniston 42. They needed 5 and got 9 on the pass completion. So the clock stops momentarily. Nice to move the chains, and the clock should run on the ready for play signal. Now the clock winding its way toward 1 minute left in the game. Ogle stepping up, and he'll dump it down to his receiver complete. Actually, his running back out of the backfield is getting out of bounds. Looks like number 6, Zavarius Turner, back in the ball game as he's able to haul in the pass, get out of bounds, and get his first down.
Yeah, Ogle did a good job stepping into the pocket and then hitting the swing route, check down route, and he get all you can, get out of bounds, and play another down.
Less than 1 minute to go. As it'll be first down and 10 from the Anniston 29. Here's the give to Turner, as he'll get wrapped up for about a 1 yard gain. There you see 3 black shirts around the ball carrier. As the clock continues to run.
I think it stopped momentarily. I think it was Anniston fans a little upset.
And here's the stoppage and play, a flag on the play.
It's running now, and it should be stopped.
Yeah, illegal procedure on Jacksonville. So, yeah, the clock's still running, and they're going to have to stop that clock. They're going to have to put quite a bit more time back on that clock push. Down.
Yeah, that's at least 27 seconds back on that clock. I think it's stopped momentarily.
We're going to be hot.
Then they,
there you go, 20 seconds, so yeah. 51 seconds.
Right, that's correct. That's correct.
So the clock will resume, or it should, on the ready for play signal. So now the snap. Pridgeon throwing complete. A little stop route that time. And it's making the catch. Sinclair inbounds, so the clock will continue to run. As the football inside the 30-yard line. It'll be a second down from the 27-yard line. A second and about, we'll say, 8 to go. Flag on the play as that'll stop the clock. At
motion yet.
So another false start. That'll move it back 5 more yards. certainly helping Anniston's cause on defense. As you got to figure right now, Coach, that they're looking to kind of maybe not a traditional prevent defense, but not allow the long pass play in this area of the field.
Right, yeah. Play what you call right here. You don't play off.
Here's Ogle stepping up, trying to run, and he'll go out of bounds just shy of the original line of scrimmage. Goes out of bounds at the far side around the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. So it'll be a third down and long situation. As we have a little clock malfunction now. Actually, we've been having a clock malfunction as far as the penalties, running too much time off the clock. And right now on the scoreboard clock, they have 46 seconds.
That can't be right.
And I don't think it's nearly that much time. But we know it's going to be a third down and long. In fact, they've actually spotted the football back at the 30, around 32, maybe the 33.
They got a field. They have linemen downfield.
That's not going to help Jacksonville much either. Well, probably a holding penalty, actually.
Move
back 10 yards. And so now they have 26 seconds left on the clock and counting on the ready for play. Here's Ogle under pressure, trying to fire down the field, and does so and has his receiver complete. Jacksonville will use their final timeout, as making the catch is Sinclair for Jacksonville. Looked like a face mask there, but Ogle gets away.
Yeah, I thought they might have grabbed him by his face mask when he stepped up.
So now it's going to be basically, we're almost down to the final play, Coach, with 9.7 seconds left in a 30-23 ball game. Anniston leading.
Well, the main thing, you have to get your first down here for sure. And if you can get something, right past the sticks, and if you don't get out of bounds, run up there and clock it right quick, and then you got probably one play that you got to throw in the end zone.
So they've added more time on the clock. Quite a bit of confusion as far as how much time should be on the clock, but officially they have 12 seconds on the game clock. So it has fourth down on the scoreboard, but officially on the field across the way, they had, I think, third down. Yeah, it is officially fourth down, so this could be the final play of the game for Jacksonville as Ogle rolls. Needing 8, throws, and it's incomplete. So incomplete as Anniston just realizes that was a fourth down pass. And we take a look at Ogle misfiring out of bounds intended for Sinclair.
Yeah, look like they had a little sprint action pass, a little fluid about trying to get it right past the sticks. Like I said, you threw it short. Incomplete. Anniston takes over on downs.
So the Anniston Bulldogs will come from behind as they trailed by 9 heading into the fourth quarter. They were anemic on offense for the first 3 quarters of this ball game, Paul, but give Rico White, the coaching staff, and Cam Sandlin a ton of credit for getting Anniston into a position, in fact, to steal a home win tonight.
They sure did. Hadn't done much of anything for 3 quarters. The fourth quarter, scored 3 touchdowns. I think we got something going good with the spread, empty look, quarterback draws and stuff, and then the quick pitch for the go-ahead touchdown there.
Cam Sandlin with a couple of fourth quarter touchdown runs. And also Malachi Taylor with the game-deciding touchdown. And the coach's favorite play, the victory formation and the knee. As this game is in the books, as Anniston comes from behind and earns a 30-23 victory over the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Hard-fought ball game by both teams. Anniston with the fourth quarter dramatics to remain undefeated, as we'll take this timeout and put a bow on tonight's presentation after this.
The Calhoun County Commission made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
What was a pedestrian first 3 quarters of this game here in Anniston, the homestanding Bulldogs were able to pull off the comeback tonight, score 22 of their 30 points here in the fourth quarter, as it's not how you start, but how you finish for Anniston, as Rico White's Bulldogs improved to 4-0 on the season with a 30-23 win over Jacksonville. We begin our postgame and begin our wrap-up for you. James Hardy with you, along with Coach Paul Farlow. And Paul, this is quite an interesting ball game, and as mentioned, very pedestrian field the first 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden, both teams lit up the scoreboard, and Anniston made the big plays when they needed it, when it had to count, and it certainly counted for a big, big W.
You know, big, here it is right here, the go-ahead touchdown, a little quick pitch. Once he gets to the sideline, made a good move here, and just takes it down the sideline out, runs everybody from Jackson, scores.
And there's Malachi Taylor showing off those little dance moves down the sideline to get himself free. And there you see the Anniston faithful excited for their team coming back and pulling off the W. And on the other side, Paul, as far as Jacksonville, if you're Clint Smith, you had to feel like that your team was in position going into the fourth quarter to get what would have been a big road win for them. But you have to feel like this game, the opportunity for the win, slipped away.
Yeah, they going into the fourth quarter with a lead, and all of a sudden Anniston just comes alive and makes the plays they have to. Defensively, I'm sure coach watching the film to see whether they had some breakdowns.
So as we wrap this one up for you here in Anniston, the Anniston Bulldogs will go on the road for region play next week at White Plains. 4-0 overall, 2-0 in Class 4A Region 4, as Jacksonville will take on Talladega next week. They dropped their second game in the road and now fall 2-2 overall, 0-2 in region play. So this was an opportunity to get a win for Jacksonville on the road against one of the more talented teams, arguably the most talented team as far as pure athleticism in Region 4 of Class 4A. And this one has to hurt for Clint Smith in Jacksonville.
Yeah, he'll probably feel like they had a chance, like you said a while ago, to, win the game and give Anniston credit. They fought back and did what they had to do to win the game. And again, starting off 0-2 in the region, you don't want to do that.
But for Anniston, also an opportunity maybe to springboard their season even further.
Right, yes. I mean, it was like them and Henley's on a collision course, for region championship.
That'll do it for our coverage tonight here in Anniston at Lott-Mosby Memorial Stadium. As there you see all the folks behind the scenes helping us out to get our FNN Game of the Week off the ground for tonight. As always, a big thanks to Jim Jacobs and crew behind the scenes. A big thanks to Paul Farlow helping us out tonight. A job well done, as we will see Coach Eddie Bullock back with us next week as we make the trip down to Munford for Cleburne County and Munford for our Game of the Week next week. 6:30 airtime next week, as you saw all those folks, and Anniston victorious going in to the post-game locker room. We bid you a good Friday night and wish you a safe and happy weekend as you have been watching the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.